Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NBA held its annual lottery last night, and the gods have smiled on San Antonio yet again, landing the number 2 overall pick and the number 14 in this year's draft. The playoffs continued last night. Tough news for the Boston Celtics as the reigning champs find themselves down 3-1, falling to the Knicks 121-113. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nope. Yep. Up. Yep. Yay. Good morning, everybody. Yep. Hey.
That's what you call a false start.
Yeah, I started over.
On the offense.
Well, this first and 15.
Back it up, losers.
Just started off. We got more field to play with now.
Yeah.
Now we can run that deep post route that we
That's
didn't.
what I'm
we couldn't
setting
run
up,
'cause
baby.
Didn't have
That's
enough
what
field.
I'm setting up.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back, Victor Brown.
Hey, nice to be back.
What'd you do yesterday? What was that all about?
Just doctor's appointments.
Oh.
I had to go to 2 of them.
Vic's so full of it. Like, this dude, he's got, I got one kidney, a cancer survivor, blah, blah, blah. So, like, anytime he wants a day off, he's like, I got doctor's appointments. I'm trying to keep me alive.
And what are we going to say?
It's been happening since 07.
That's right.
Absolutely. We're not going to say anything.
What can you say to a dude like that? It's like, you survived cancer and you only got one kidney? Well,
go ahead, Vic.
Guess he's going to go to the doctor.
I actually got to go twice a year,
You
and
poor
yesterday
bastard.
was the first time.
Meanwhile, Vic yesterday was just sleeping in, laying around, getting high, watching cartoons probably. Like, meanwhile, we're here slaving away.
No, actually, yesterday we were talking about his day. When he has to go to the doctor, it's halfway to Castroville. Dude, you might as well pick a doctor in Austin.
That's what I was thinking, but that's just where she is.
He's out over off like Hausman in 1604 from his house.
Why do you
Like, dude,
why do you go to the doctor
trek.
there?
Well, originally the doctor was on Vance Jackson, off of Vance Jackson, which was closer, but they moved all the way out there. So I had no choice but to, where's your new office?
You have a choice. You find a new doctor.
Well, he only has to do it twice a year, but you got
that's it.
It's like a wagon train, man. I'll be back sometime next month.
You're gonna
I'm
die.
going to the doctor, and
You're gonna die from dysentery on the Oregon Trail.
I'm gonna camp out somewhere about Comanche Park.
I mean, it was this close where I couldn't afford the gas to go yesterday.
See?
I was penny pinching. Man. But I mean, I had to go, got it done, got all the blood work done, and
That's when you get an Uber. Just fall asleep in the back seat.
I did think about that.
Just Uber
for
out
a
there, man.
good minute, but
Well, friends, it's happened again. The lottery gods have smiled on the city of San Antonio.
it's rigged in our favor.
Well, there's a lot of people out there seeing some Mike helicopters about what went down in Dallas, but that's an entirely different conversation.
Yeah.
You want to talk about frozen envelopes? That thing must have been
Jeez.
kept in freaking dry ice.
Yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theorist when it comes to this kind of stuff, but
But
what the hell was that?
I'm mostly
However.
like angry that this guy who's
Yes.
clearly like a giant dope has been rewarded, and
I'd fire Nico today. Thanks for your help.
Yeah.
You fell on your sword. Goodbye. And trade that pick for Luca.
he doesn't. I mean,
Right?
that guy doesn't deserve any of the success that's about to come his way from this kid.
I honestly don't think he'll survive it. I mean, the good news about the world is eventually idiocy reaches its max. Eventually the Peter Principle calls in.
so?
Oh, it always does. It always comes around. If you're bad at your job, eventually you'll pay the price.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when. He seems to be getting away with it for now.
Well, I mean, there's a lot between here and there. You could
Sure.
tell how excited Cooper was when he found out the Mavericks. won.
He
Did you
was just
see
all,
him sink in his
"Wah,
chair?
wah,
Like, oh, no.
not that team.
You know what's funny is, like, depending on when Kyrie comes back, it's a team that could compete next year.
Yeah, there's no doubt, but it
could have been the Hornets pull that envelope. Like, careful what you sulk about there, Mr. Flagg. Like, there's worse places to go than Dallas.
I think he'd probably resigned himself to being the king of D.C.
That'd be pretty.
You know
rough
what I mean?
too.
I think he had kind of resigned himself to being close to home, being the king of a rebuild. I'm sure that he'd had plenty of conversation with the Wizards. I mean, I think he kind of felt like that was kind of imminent. And when it wasn't them, and he thought, well, plan B is this, plan C is this, and oh my God, I'm going there. All I've heard about this organization over the last month is the biggest dude they've had since the only dude they've had, they traded.
Yeah. The weird thing about, and like, this is where I'll say the conspiracy theory kind of falls flat on the Mavericks. I saw a bunch of people saying, if they basically told Nico, if you trade Luka to the Lakers, we'll make sure you get the first pick. Here's why I don't think that works.
Well, it doesn't.
If that were the case, they wouldn't have traded for a bunch of old dudes. Like, they would have tried to started to build their timeline around it.
Yeah, if I had some timeline assurances. What's the old story? And I believe in this. Sam Giancana always said, 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it was possible.
Although you have a secret with your friends that you.
And, well, yes. But I don't know how well that secret's been kept.
On your end.
On my end, I've done a pretty good job.
Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Well,
So again,
pretty good.
I mean, it's like being you're kind of pregnant. Either you did or you didn't. So if it was possible and it had happened, I think by now we'd know about it. It just isn't possible to keep things like this a secret.
I agree. I'll also say, like, I don't know, the idea of Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis, like, at least for a year or two.
It's horrifying. This we're headed into the potential of, just think of what could happen in the next 3 weeks. That Dallas gets Cooper Flagg, and the Spurs and the Rockets, one gets Giannis and the other gets Durant.
That would be problematic.
It's not
It's
only
not out of the realm. Yeah, you're right.
It's more than possible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're looking at a state that is going back to the late 90s when the Mavericks and the Rockets and the Spurs were all really good, where the Texas trio was a place you did not want to have to deal with. And it looks like it could happen in the next couple of weeks.
Well, let it happen, man. Bring on that competition down here. I like it. The Spurs, second pick isn't the first pick, but it ain't bad.
Oh man!
Now, what I did say yesterday, and I fully believe it, with the third pick, I think the Spurs would have taken a player. I think they're looking at the second pick as a trade chip.
Absolutely. Well, worst case is you end up with Dylan Harper, which it might be a little repetitive, but you don't pass it up.
Yeah,
I mean, the worst case scenario is you get what would ordinarily be a number 1 overall pick that just fell in your lap. Unfortunately, it's duplicative. We have some of the guys that do that, but that's not even an issue. I mean, you don't.
That's why I think they will, because I think the number 2 pick is it's so clearly defined who should be the number 2 pick, and it's at a position where the Spurs just don't have a need, that I could see them at a minimum moving down. But also, I could just see them using that as a trade piece to do something bigger and bring in a vet, namely Giannis, is the way I'm
It would only be
picturing
Giannis.
it. Yeah.
I keep in mind, this is the Spurs. This is one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that just seem to be coming together.
Yeah.
But think about, in the history of the Spurs, there has been one significant trade. One. I mean, the one that kind of brought Sean back and some little things, George Hill getting moved, but there's only been one significant move in the last 50 years with the Spurs, and that's when they moved Gervin for Artis Gilmore. And that's been 30, 40 years. I mean, we're talking.
Really?
Yes. Think about anything since. There hasn't been. The Spurs are a built, not bought team. That's just the kind of mentality that for the longest time they had to have it because they couldn't afford it.
Right.
Now, they're somewhere in the between the can't affords and mentality. This is just who we are. And it'll be very interesting to see over the next couple of weeks who the Spurs are. Are we still the old team that, hey, we are going to do it our way. We're going to do it within our finances. We will pay appropriately, never overpay, and never overvalue a deal. And I don't think I'd have a problem with that. But this seems to be, AJ. I mean, everybody looking around goes, the table's set. What are we talking about? We have an opportunity to bring in a transcendent player. We now can guard our most recent cherished treasure in Steph Castle and move whatever. I mean, it's kind of an ideal situation. We have the money. We have the talent. We have the contracts of value that need to be moved for Milwaukee's sake, and with talent enough to kind of keep them placated. We have the picks available not only this year, next year, and the following. It just seems like a time to not pass up a deal, though I am still of the mind that I'd rather control my own destiny and control my bank account and maybe roll the dice if the price is just a little bit more than I want to pay for Giannis. I'm willing to pay it, but I'm not paying one penny more than I think it's worth. If not, I'll be fine. I'll draft my dude. I'll draft at 14. I'll get my number ones next year, and I will build this team like Oklahoma City did.
The thing is, I think people around here are tired of losing.
No,
and
you're right.
You are.
I'm
like,
tired of it.
You're like, right now, you're saying, well, I can wait. But
I'm not waiting.
But in reality,
no, I don't care what happens this year. This is a playoff team. And if it's not, we got some issues. But
do you want to be a playoff team that goes home in round one, or do you want to compete for a title?
I want to be in a position that for the next the next 7 years that I am in contention. And however I do that, and 4 of those need to be with teams that are worthy, if not expected, of winning a title.
Then Giannis is the only answer to that.
That's for the next 3 years. That's all I can guarantee with that.
That's fine.
Well, I'm just saying, I am of the mind that if it doesn't happen, I'm okay. And I could go into the deal-making process of, if it's 1 penny more than I'm willing to pay, the moment I get to my discomfort, I'm out because I will be fine. I trust my draft process. I've got my leadership. I've got another number 2 pick. I've got a 14 pick. I got another couple of number 1s next year that I'm more than happy somebody will want them. I can build just fine, and I got a lot of money in the bank. So I come into this thinking, Giannis, I'm willing to talk, but the moment you make me sweat, I'm out. I'm out because there's no need.
See, I don't know what turn, to me, there's a nice base being built here in San Antonio. You have to have a megastar. Feels like, no, you have the makings of one.
Yeah.
Right now, and even next year.
Keep in mind, this star we're talking about has been unable to do it with his team for the last couple. This is not the shiniest jewel in the box.
He's one of the 5 best players in the world today.
Yeah, and it's a declining asset.
No
he's
doubt.
on the other side. So I have to keep that in mind. And if my game plan is 7 years of content, I don't want to sacrifice the last 3 for the first 3. I'm just saying I'm in on the deal. But the moment it makes me concerned about anything, I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to walk away. We'll part as friends because I don't need you.
See, my thought is, you got 3 years of Giannis. When the time comes for that to end, if those 3 years go the way I think they could go, there's gonna be another guy waiting in line to come and take his spot. You know what I mean?
Well, I've also got a bunch of other free agents coming and a bunch of draft picks. It doesn't have to be Giannis. The bus
draft
stop
picks are lottery tickets.
Yeah, they say that. I agree with you. Until I look up my primary competition, the team that I am aiming at right now is Oklahoma City. And what did they do?
Well, they didn't draft Josh Primo.
Well, they don't. That's no longer a problem, AJ.
They didn't draft Jeremy Sohan in round 1.
All those guys are leaving. We can move those guys. I sit today doing my plan with the number 1, number 2. I got an all-star point guard. I got all 3 of the things every team dreams of. I've already got it. Yeah. It's already in the bank. So I can be very discerning. Now, I am certainly out to make a deal. There's a open for business sign here. But last night gave us the golden trampoline. No matter what, I'm going to bounce back because I'm in good straits.
Okay.
We could not. Only position that would be better is bringing in Cooper Flagg. Literally, the number 2 is the second best place to be in the world because I can go either direction I want to go.
See, and what I think about the number 2, in a way, being maybe even a little bit better is the number 1. no one is going to pass on Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, I get to pick, and there might be a dude out there that
with the number 2, you can trade for a known commodity that will come in tomorrow and be the best player on your team. And
well, it cost me 8 other dudes and picks. I mean, there is a price to pay.
Sure, but having the number 2 pick is like having 3 other randomized first-round picks. Like the idea that you can say, like normally when you say we're trading 4 number 1s,
you don't know where they're going to be.
The gamble is that, I mean, they might not even be lottery picks. Having the number 2 pick has a real, a tangible value to it that a team can look at and go, okay, that's something that we can really
It's Dylan Harper. It's Dylan Harper. Let's not call it the number 2 pick. It's Dylan Harper.
But if I said, would you rather have the number 2 pick this year or 3 randomized first-round picks?
Say Dylan Harper or 3 randomized.
I would rather have Dylan Harper.
But so I agree with you. And so would I as the GM of the Spurs. So no matter what, you can come make a deal, brother. I have now secured everything I wanted to make sure of in the Giannis deal. The only hiccup I had prior to the lottery last night is I don't want to lose Castle. I just, I can feel it. I can see it. I know this guy's going to be a star. Kind of like when we traded George Hill. You could see it. You just didn't want to do it, but I'm willing to do it if the deal is right, and Kawhi was worth it. I can see it in Steph, and I don't want to do it, but I might. Now with this second pick,
you shouldn't have to.
Let's talk. No, I don't have to now. So I will get my best possible scenario other than Cooper Flagg yesterday was this. And in my mind yesterday was, if this happens, I'm going to make a deal for Giannis. That's in my mind. If you told me at 5:45, what happens if you get the second pick? I'm calling Milwaukee.
Let's
so
talk
I'm not
Milwaukee.
going to vary from that. And I also know that if they say, well, I want all of this and that and more of this, I'll go, no. I'll be fine. Because next year there'll be a free agent that will be more than happy to have all these number 1 picks and one of the dudes I drafted. Because maybe this guy that I do draft turns out to be better than Steph.
Yeah.
So I just feel like today, this is the best possible world, the number 2 place on the mountain. We're not at the peak. We didn't get Cooper. We ain't Utah. Thank God.
I would rather not trade Steph Castle. But if Milwaukee said we want Steph and future first-round picks,
I'm keeping my second,
but
and I'm
not the
taking
number
Dylan
2,
Harper.
right? As long as you walk away with one of those, if you've got either Steph Castle or Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Wembanyama, you add in Giannis, I feel like that is an instant title contending team.
I think either side. I'd like to keep Steph, and I'll lean into that. But if I have to take the other dude that would have been a number 1 9 out of 10 years, I cannot be happier than where I am. Now, the worst part about this now is Brian Wright and crew are now going to take an open book test.
Yeah.
And sometimes the worst kind of test you can take is the one where you think the answer is apparent to you.
Yeah.
I mean, so now you have an open book test. You know what's out there. You know exactly what you got. Are you going to get an A? Let's see.
Well, we'll find out. All right, we'll continue this conversation. It's the theme of the day. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
An accident in a construction zone, I-35 southbound at Loop 1604. The right lane's blocked off, causing a 15-minute delay from FM 1518. In the same area on the flip side, I-35 northbound construction only has one lane open to drive on between Olympia Parkway and Evans Road. It's also causing a 15-minute delay, and these delays start from Top Rewind. A stalled vehicle moved over to the right shoulder in a couple spots, I-10 eastbound at FM 2538, as well as on Loop 410 westbound at Evers. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com. My name is John Clay Wolf. I'm the founder of GiveMeTheVin.com. Every month, for the next 10 months, everyone that sells us their car to GiveMeTheVin.com will get put in a drawing for a $25,000 winner. We're going to pull one of you out of a hat, and somebody's going to win 25 grand. So we're paying more, and you might win 25 grand. GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's Best Car Buyer for nothing.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1.
Yacht Rock?
No.
No?
No.
It's on the edge of Yacht Rock.
I don't think so. It's too guitar heavy. Too guitar driven.
I'm just saying.
Like, imagine if David Lee Roth had started screaming right there, it wouldn't have been that much of a surprise.
No, but Hagar, it's kind of a...
Yeah.
It's on the edge of Yacht Rock.
I'm going to go no.
It's kind of like with every passing year, it's getting closer and closer.
Oh, yeah.
Mudvayne, not Yacht Rock.
It'll be, a long time. I think if to be a Yacht Rocker, to be a member of the
Yacht Rock Association.
Which, by the way, I'd like to compliment you on your shirt. But the Yacht Rock Association normally has a fishing shirt on. To be a member of the Yacht Rock crew.
That's me.
You probably shouldn't have. You probably don't have a face paint.
Yeah.
Although Kiss might be Yacht Rock. It might be in now. Maybe eventually. Then the Juggalos will be in about 10 years.
Yes.
And before you know it, it's, Guar's in.
Well, we'll give away Mudvayne tickets coming up in the next hour. You don't have to worry about Yacht Rocking with Mudvayne.
Oh,
no. Vic, Edwin played some Mudvayne yesterday, and I think he had to go immediately to church after the.
Is that what it was?
I think
what
so.
What song
yeah.
did he play?
I don't even know. No, he played Happy.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people. Okay, a lot of people in the Brigade Bar are saying something I disagree with completely. They don't need Dylan Harper. Ace Bailey is the pick.
Well, now that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Because I will say this: I am not as high on Ace Bailey as I am on Dylan Harper, and
it's not even close.
Well, I think it's closer than you think, because I think in the eyes of those that know, the Ace Bailey is closer to Dylan Harper. Different skill sets and things that were kind of hidden because they played together. But there's a lot of dudes out there that believe Ace Bailey is equal to Dylan Harper with different skill sets, that the Rutgers situation really highlighted the worst part of his game, that really highlighted everything that he wasn't when he was running around in that Ignite, whatever he was coming from, that it was the worst case scenario for him, that once you see him in individual workouts and you see him at combines, he really shows like he showed coming out of high school. That's in the eye of the beholder. I don't know. But in my mind, I like Dylan Harper. But I'll tell you guys that I like. One example, my son, Jack, is like, no, it's Ace Bailey, and let me tell you why. And I trust his eye. I didn't see it. I'm a Dylan Harper dude. I think he's more ready to be a pro. But the Brigade Bar, I've seen enough highlights where I'd be willing to listen. I'm not the scout. I just know that the number 2 pick will get me the best out there. And if Bailey works out to be the dude that fits better, I'm not against it. But for what I've seen, Harper seems to be the guy.
Ace Bailey, for lack of a better term, is a chucker. He thinks that every shot is the right shot. He is. I'm trying to think of a good comp for him. Imagine a 6'10" version of Jordan Poole. That is Ace Bailey.
Well, I know what I've seen, and I agree. And I felt like Harper was the guy all along. But when you look at the individual skill set that fits, the one good thing about Bailey is, he's a chucker, but he's kind of a pass-first chucker, and he was kind of thrown into a situation where he'd always been the lead guard and was put into a situation where he had to take those shots. And a lot of those shots were bailout shots because Harper was trying to get to the rim and wasting clock. So the argument has been that Bailey was on the short end of the stick. If he'd have been someplace else and played the position that he's going to play in the NBA as the dude with the ball in his hands.
I don't think he's going to be the dude with the ball.
I think he is, man. I think that's the intent. A long, dealing, multi-position defensive kind of dude. I think that's what people are. I think Dylan Harper's got a little bit more offense to his game, a little bit more bucket personality, and I think that it forced Ace to do some stuff, and because of that, it showed some flaws in his game. I saw some weaknesses where you thought, well, maybe he's closer to Scoot Henderson, where Scoot had a lot of flaws that we overlooked.
The comp for Ace Bailey, they're about the same size. They're about 6'10". I think it's Michael Porter Jr., a guy who.
Well, keep in mind, Michael Porter has a ring.
Yep.
And when they got the ring, was a valuable part of getting.
Would
that
you
ring.
ever in your life use the second pick in the draft on Michael Porter Jr.?
Well, he wasn't number 1 overall.
No.
He had some injury. I think he was up there, dude. Ace is not a 3-point shooter, and
he was 14th pick in the draft.
He had some injury. He had that hip, that back stuff. But Ace is a different player. He's a ball dominant Flagg, Flagg, 6'10", or 6 longer
maybe
dribbling guy.
I don't know about his high school film.
Well, Porter was a wing shooter. That's what was his stock in trade. We're talking about a ball-dominant lead kind of guard.
Ace Bailey did not. I didn't see him lead 1 minute.
He couldn't because there was a better dude there, and they're saying that's.
But if you're not even the best dude on your team, you're going to draft a guy at number 2 and say now you're going to do this in the NBA.
Well, what I'm saying is, Dylan Harper is one of those once every 10-year kind of guards. He would have been. He really is that good, and Ace Bailey just ain't that. Because he's not that, don't discount the skill set that he has.
Then why would you take him over Dylan Harper?
I wouldn't, but I'm saying there's a lot of dudes that would, and I can understand why. Because individually, the film you saw a year ago, they were pretty equal. In fact, Bailey was considered by many to be the dude. He was. So I'll never get to see him work out. But the good news is at 2, you get to pick.
Well, you guys can write this down now. Ace Bailey ain't the dude. He's not. I don't know where he's going to end up. He ain't him.
I don't know what we consider dude, but I think that there's a possibility of there's all-star caliber in him. There is.
I disagree. What I saw. I mean, again, I've never seen a minute of his high school tape, but I watched him a lot this year, and I'm not a fan. I'm not. And even in the games where Harper was out, I don't see it. I don't see what everybody else is seeing with this guy. He's, again, size is nice.
I tell you, 6'10" is something. That's one of those things you can't coach. You know what I mean? If you can get him to 90% of what his ceiling is, you're looking at something pretty special.
Yeah.
The only thing that really does bother you is he's got a lot of work to do on his shooting. I mean, he is just not he's a bucket getter, but he's not a shooter.
In his mind, he is a shooter.
Well,
and that's the worst thing to be, is like a guy who thinks you can shoot and you can't shoot.
Well, sometimes you got to work on that. I mean, sometimes in-game stuff. But again, he was not the primary option there. He was the secondary option. So I think he was put in at least a couple of times in situations. And the other side of that is Dylan Harper ain't that much shorter. He's only, we're talking about 2 inches.
6'5", 6'6".
Well, they list him at 6'7". I don't think he's that tall, but he's not that. He's a big dude. Is Dylan Harper? So
but Ace Bailey is built like a 3/4.
Yeah, he's skinny and tall and long and still a little awkward. He's still a kid at 6'10". But
yeah,
Again, my son, Jack, who I trust implicitly with his eye for talent, likes Bailey more. I don't. I think Harper's just a more pro-ready dude. I think he's got the game and spacing and all that kind of stuff. But if you're willing to kind of set a timer and you're willing to buy a half-cooked brisket, that's what Ace Bailey would be. He wouldn't be ready next year.
I think your son, Jack, might be smoking the reefer.
Well, I don't know. I think he, along with all the brigade bar.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll continue this discussion. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
The idea of going to the doctor for a weight loss is kind of foreign to a lot of people. They think, weight loss, how hard could it be? I'll just stop eating the calories. I'll do a couple of sit-ups every day and the weight will fall off. And very quickly, most of us find out we need help, whether it be some kind of supplement, something online, and then you end up getting bad advice. And then the bad advice tumbles into something that you lose control of, and you start thinking, I'll never lose weight because I feel like I'm always on a diet. Well, that's the first thing you got to get rid of. See, diet's a 4-letter word to Dr. Jacob Torres. You're not on a diet. You're on a lifestyle change. And when you go to the Institute for Functional Health, you get all the support required to be successful losing weight. Now, there's a lot of shortcuts out there, and I'm not saying they're bad. Those shots and pills, those GLP-1s, man, they're great for people, but they're expensive. And what happens when you get off of them? Those questions need to be answered, right? And if you need to lose weight, if doctor's telling you, or you're just sick of what you see in the mirror, call Dr. Torres today. There's avenues that are tried and true that have always worked. I'm living proof. Down 65, 70. I haven't got on the scale this week. Last time it was 68 pounds. Down from my height of right at 300 pounds several years ago. I continue to lose weight. My doctor is happy with me. By the way, that's Dr. Torres. I'm not on any weight loss medications. I'm not on any statins. I'm not on any blood pressure medications. I'm not on any of them because the stuff that I've done with Dr. Torres. And I want that for you. If it's time to lose weight, you just want to get healthier, call him today. The number is 210-468-1891. The website is iffhealth.com. Go there, answer the functional health test questions. It'll open your eyes, I promise you. If it's time to lose weight, call Dr. Torres today. He will change your life if you decide to jump on board. And when you do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
An accident in a construction zone, I-35 southbound at Loop 1604. The right lane's blocked off, causing a 15-minute delay from FM 1518. In the same area on the flip side, I-35 northbound construction only has one lane open to drive on between Olympia Parkway and Evans Road. It's also causing a 15-minute delay, and these delays start from Topperwine. A stalled vehicle moved over to the right shoulder in a couple spots, I-10 eastbound at FM 2538, as well as on Loop 410 westbound at Evers. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today. There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Gomez Law Firm has been fighting for the rights of San Antonians for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. What is something you see often as a personal injury attorney and protecting your clients?
The one thing we always see without fault in a case is that the insurance company will always reach out to them soon after the collision, and they try to get them to agree to a low settlement. They try to get them to agree to signing a piece of paper. They want them essentially to sign their rights away without ever even consulting with an attorney, right? In the grand scheme of things, if you sign a piece of paper, you're signing your future interest away. So that's why it's so important to call the Gomez Law Firm, because we make sure we protect your rights, and you're not signing your life away, you're not signing your rights away.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then call the Gomez Law Firm first. 210-736-4040 or visit joegomezlaw.com. Protect your family and protect your rights.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-931-3030. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-931-3030.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center, may not be available in all states.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Gilbert said Flagg looked so disappointed.
He did, man.
He's a man.
I also think
gonna trade.
I don't know. I think it's kind of just his face too. Like you see that dude smile very often. I didn't see him smile all year.
I think, dude, once he realizes Dallas is a pretty good place to be.
I think he's going to be okay there.
Just fine. And he's got cover with Anthony Davis. It's a perfect landing spot for him. I mean, it really is.
If Kyrie were healthy going into next year, it'd be a really good spot.
It would. But the good news is it's going to allow him a year of a little bit more freedom. It's going to actually allow him to do some things that he probably wouldn't have been allowed to do because Kyrie's not there. He'll be a better player for it, though I don't think the Mavericks will be a better team for it.
Yeah. I know. Here's the thing about Cooper Flagg. A lot of people will tell you he's a point guard. I don't want Cooper Flagg to be a point guard.
But you want to bring him up the ball probably 60% of the time.
I don't.
Why?
I want
Luka did.
He's not Luka.
That's the plan.
I want him to be a wing that's comfortable with the ball in his hands. But I don't. I like, especially when if I've got Kyrie Irving.
But you're not going to have him next year, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I don't know that I want to stunt what I want Cooper Flagg to be for 1 year of.
Well, I was telling Vic, the thing about Flagg right now is I do think he's going to end up, as he ages, playing closer and closer to the basket. I think that because, unlike Wemby, I think he's not going to have a problem putting on weight. I think he'll be able to lift weights and get stronger and become a ball-dominant power forward.
I think so, too.
But I want him to learn kind of like Anthony Davis did as a kid to handle the ball as a guard before he grew. I love that Cooper has handles, but he does turn the ball over for his size, as most dudes at that size do. But if you give him a year to kind of get that NBA game and then kind of slowly ease off on the absolute requirement for him to have the ball, there's some great advantages to that high-low offense they're going to be able to play with him and Anthony Davis. And with the ball in his hand, it's going to be – both of them are going to be very successful because of it. But having him dribble the ball around next year ain't a bad thing. But I do think his weight's just going to add, and eventually he's going to add probably 25 pounds of muscle. And he won't want to handle the ball. He'll feel a lot more comfortable in the paint delivering the blows instead of taking them as an 18-year-old skinny dude. So I think he'll grow into it, but I wouldn't force it on him.
There's a couple guys that I can picture him being long-term. Like one that's currently in the NBA, and Mavericks fans will hate hearing this, but I think it's a good thing. I think he's got a lot of Franz Wagner to his game. Like it's now. Do I think he's got a higher ceiling than that? Certainly, but I think that's.
I wish he could shoot as good as Wagner, but yeah,
I think. Yeah. Well, I think that's what the hope is. He eventually becomes.
I appreciate and people are going, oh, he's better than that. And Wagner's a hell of a ball player.
He is.
I was thinking closer to the same guy, the same team, but it's Blanchero. I think Blanchero's ball handling abilities are underreported. I think he's got a little bit more of that in his game that people don't give him enough credit for. That opens his offensive game up, and I think, as far as an offensive game, Cooper's going to have that kind of offense. He's got 25 points a game in him already, and it's because he's got a nice little mid-range game. If he can get the Wagner 3 and the mobility, that's a ridiculous skill set that I'm not sure the long-term, his body, I think he's just going to get bigger, and I want him to get bigger.
The other guy that he's not – Flagg, I don't know that he can get there defensively, but Andre Kirilenko, for those who remember – the old school Jazz games.
That dude was an offensive machine.
He was.
But I loved Kirilenko's game, and that's a good match. Yeah, I can see more offense there. I think Flagg's in a great position because he's going to be playing with Kyrie eventually, and Kyrie will always make sure his dudes are always in good space. So he's in a great place if he can survive the management.
Yeah, listen, guys, he ain't pulling an Eli Manning. He is no. He's gonna be a Maverick.
They're just gonna trade him later.
Well, probably
for Luka. I keep saying.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad move.
If you're going to the Lakers.
Well, I'd trade him for Luka. And you know what? I think most Mavs fans would too, and they'd be fine with it.
They would be,
and they. I would be too if I were one. But no, I think that he's gonna be in Dallas. He can look sad all he wants, but he's going to – I think long-term he's going to realize this is a pretty good spot for him.
They are ready for the next. And you walk in being that dude. No, it's a great position to be in on a team that probably will not reach full potential for a year. So it gives them a little bit of space. You know, there's not a whole lot of expectations without Kyrie. But now they're certainly back in the hunt.
The problem is he's on the exact opposite timeline of the Mavericks' current good players. Like – you know, as Anthony Davis and Kyrie are kind of fading into the end of their careers, he's starting, which could make it hard to build around him.
Well, they're going to have money available, you know, as those guys kind of slowly fade out. Now, Dallas is great. Man, that's why the undercurrent of, man, the fix is in again.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, are you kidding me?
Well.
Seriously, they got the number one overall. Are you kidding me? Well, and the rest of the NBA is looking at us like, are you kidding me? The Spurs got the second. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So I can get how the black helicopter crews around the world are kind of looking at the state of Texas, especially if we do end up making a deal for Giannis and Durant does end up in Houston.
The other comp for him that I actually heard this a lot yesterday offensively. Now, there's a long way to go defensively before we can say this. A lot of people say Cooper Flagg offensively reminds them a lot of Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, no.
When Kawhi Leonard's – not Kawhi Leonard coming out of college because Cooper's way more advanced than him coming out of college, but peak Kawhi Leonard, there's a lot of people saying that's that's the comp. I heard Chris Webber thrown out there too.
I think the Webber comparison eventually will be a little bit more apropos. I feel like he's got the kind of post game that'll manifest once he has the strength to back it up, and as he gets that strength, the lateral quickness will kind of go away. You know, I don't think he'll be able to. How about Kevin Garnett?
I'll never compare anyone to Kevin Garnett because Kevin Garnett is a unicorn in my mind, like a guy who can. I didn't think that Kevin Garnett, because of his stature, could play the kind of physical game that he did. Because imagine like KD. Playing like he's he's Shaq.
Go back and look at Kevin Garnett when he was his rookie year at 18.
No, then that's probably a fair thing.
I think that and I do think that now certainly I'm not projecting Hall of Fame stuff on him. I don't want to do that yet, but I do think that there's a game that once he defines that I'm a 20-foot and in guy, that he'll become a guy like Garnett that'll really shift the league, and until then. Unless he decides to be the other thing, a Kevin Durant, which I guess is possible. I guess he could become that. But, I mean, a guy that's an offense first and will worry about everything else with your game later. I don't think that's him, you know. And I think Garnett never got enough credit for being a little bit more of a – he wasn't a ball hog. He was a good passer. And he was more than just what his persona was. And I always appreciated that about him. And if they can get him there – what a great position to be in because he is this ill-defined slate that he can do a little bit of everything.
I mean, it's almost kind of unmolded clay.
Just like the dude we got running around here. Yep. You got to figure out what's best for him because it all looks good.
All right, we'll be back, wrap up the first hour. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, and more big-time artists than at Texas Tailgates. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hozier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Faith, and whole mix of other stars lighting up Zilker Park. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz this week for your chance to win a pair of 3 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We're picking one winner on each show this Friday. And every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, and ACL wristbands. That's a Texas-sized jackpot. Want to lock in your tickets now? Head to aclfest.com. All this week, it's ACL giveaways. Only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Keep your ride summer road trip ready with parts, tools, and accessories from Summit Racing. We have what you need for pre-trip maintenance, plus essentials like emergency roadside kits, tire inflators, jumper cables, boost jump starters, tool sets, and a whole lot more. So hit the highways or take the roads less traveled with confidence. Shop SummitRacing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 25th, 2025. SummitRacing.com. Let's build it together.
George gets justice. In an instant, a careless driver turns your life upside down. You're hurt, the bills pile up, and work stops. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, your consultation is free. No fees, no pressure, just real help. Justice starts with one call. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Hey San Antonio, this is Kelly Finglass, Senior Director of the world-famous Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. Don't miss your chance to see our all-new theater production, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders on Tour. A night of dazzling performances, electrifying dance routines, a Q&A session, and even a live audition. We're coming to you for one night only, May 25th at the Majestic Theater. Tickets are limited, so go to DallasCowboysCheerleaders.com/tour to learn more today.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Cool. Oh, hi. Welcome to IKEA. How can I help? But I see you're on IKEA.com ordering some spring items.
Yeah, I'm hosting a barbecue this week. I completely forgot I need everything.
With delivery or pickup options, we've got what you need to conveniently order IKEA literally anywhere.
Convenient. Wait, where are you going?
The next car over just placed an IKEA order too. Busy morning.
You're amazing.
Get IKEA whenever, wherever, however you want. Order from IKEA online and get affordable delivery or choose from thousands of pickup locations.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Lowe's knows a thriving yard starts with quality care. Right now, get Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil for just $2. Was $4.58. Plus, get a free Select Ego 56-volt trimmer or blower with the purchase of a Select Ego 56-volt mower. The best yard starts with the best deals. Lowe's. We help. You save. Valid through 5/14. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls?
I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Claymore is trying to troll Spurs fan. Draft Ace Bailey, best player not named Cooper Flagg. Ace Bailey's like the 8th best player in this draft. The problem is all the guys that are better than him are guys that the Spurs already have carbon copies of. Like, I love VJ. You know, the one guy, VJ Edgecombe I love, but maybe Trey Johnson.
Oh, that's too high. It's just you're overdrafting. If you're doing that trade.
I think so, too.
The moment you start to overdraft and go, what we really need is this, and it's less than what the value of you've got, trade the pick. Don't overdraft.
Yeah. But also, the league just – at some point, these guards that aren't great shooters will become overvalued.
Well, you know, the thing about Harper is he's not a great shooter either.
No, he's not.
And that isn't what the Spurs
But
need.
you got one of those last year, a guard that isn't a great shooter, and it works. I mean, I love Steph. He's great, but what about a guard who can shoot?
Well, that guy you get at number 5, but you give up the other stuff.
It's so weird. Like, I don't know. It just feels like a skill that I would want my guards to have. I don't know. All right. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
The San Antonio Brahmas return to the Alamo Dome this Friday, May 16th for their Hats Off to Heroes game presented by Crisis Human Performance. Join the Brahmas in honoring our nation's heroes at this special military and first responders appreciation night. Fans are encouraged to wear yellow in support of service members as the team battles the Memphis Showboats. Plus, the first 2,000 fans receive a free Brahmas hat. Get tickets at uflbrahmas.com. That's uflbrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimers.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone, come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life, come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
An 18-wheeler crash blocks off the two right lanes and also the connector ramp on I-35 southbound at Loop 1604. The reason speeds are very slow from FM 3009, causing a 20 to 25-minute delay. Also, a crash only has the right lane open on Loop 1604 eastbound at Redland Road, causing a 10-minute backup from Highway 281. We're traffic-free this morning along Highway 90 eastbound from Highway 151 over to I-10, a 5-minute drive here, and under 10 minutes on Loop 1604 eastbound from I-10 over to Highway 281. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA held its annual lottery last night, and the gods have smiled on San Antonio yet again, landing the number 2 overall pick and the number 14 in this year's draft. The playoffs continued last night. Tough news for the Boston Celtics as the reigning champs find themselves down 3-1, falling to the Knicks 121-113. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we go. 7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What a day it's been. What a day.
And it's only just begun.
We've only just begun. Someone says, Tarek says, Wemby and Vassell take enough threes for Castle. He's not the best shooter, but he attacks the rim and plays defense while scoring 20-plus points. SGA isn't launching 75 threes and is the MVP, AJ. I'm not saying that I want a guy based solely on the fact that he shoots. I'm just saying, you just mentioned Wemby and Vassell take enough threes. But Wemby and Vassell both suck at shooting. Like, you've got a team that wants to shoot more than anybody, and they've got no good shooters.
Well, shooters. There's a difference between shooters and bucket getters.
I get it.
And what I'm saying is I agree that you don't have to have shooters if you got bucket getters, because bucket getters get threes. They just get them the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
But not to say the Spurs don't need specific shooters.
Well,
neither one of the dudes we're talking about Neither one of these dudes are shooters. Ace
No.
Bailey ain't a shooter.
No.
Dylan Harper ain't a shooter. I will tell you, Trey Johnson ain't a shooter.
I
Jace ain't
disagree with Trey
he's
Johnson.
a bucket getter. There's a
No,
difference.
Trey Johnson's a shooter, baby.
A shooter is a shooter. A come around, square up shooter. This dude can put the ball on the ground. He can get you a mid range. He can go up in traffic. Now he's not very strong yet. Con Kneipel is a shooter.
He is a shooter too.
That's a shooter, not a bucket getter. He's a shooter. There's a difference in the world. And all the dudes we're talking about right now, there's nobody in the top 10 that are shooters because you can find shooters. Shooters are available. Shooters can't do everything, but they can shoot. I'd much rather have a bunch of bucket getters and fill in the gaps with shooters.
Rob, I agree with you wholeheartedly, except if your coach believes you should be shooting 53s a game.
I don't think our coach believes that.
You believed it last year.
One coach did. One of them did. I'm just saying, I don't think that this offense is predicated on what we've watched from Boston. In fact, I think the rest of the NBA watched Boston and reinforced what Pop always has believed. Dude, you can't live like that because that's how you will die. So I think Boston is going to bring the world back to, you can't take 48 threes in a game and shoot 20%. You will lose every time. So I do think that the idea of more threes is better is going to be brought back into the fold after what we've witnessed from Boston this year. And for that matter, Cleveland, which has also been a three-point shooting team.
Yeah.
So I think that the metrics are showing us that maybe all these threes ain't quite as necessary. And guys like Pop and Rick Carlisle and those old school guys that rely on fast-paced offenses to get the points, not just fast-paced threes like some of the younger coaches go with.
I'm with you, and I'm all for if you want to, if you want to be a 3-point shooting team, just be good at it. That's all I'm saying.
And it's impossible to be that good at it that long, and you have to be more than that.
Don't be the 4th highest volume shooting team while being the 22nd percentage shooting team.
And if you're gonna do that, you better have 2 Hall of Famers like Steph and Clay. And if
Find
you don't,
those guys, your identity has to match with your personnel.
And the personnel just don't match. So we're talking about entirely different things when we're talking about shooters and bucket getters to me. And I'd much rather have 5 bucket getters on my team that 1 or 2 that are a volatile threat. I mean, I got to go defend them. They're going to hit 35%, but not the kind of thing I'm going to rely on. And if you fill those guys, that's why I have no problem bringing in another guard-like guy to play with 2 guard-like guys we already got. So because I feel like at 6'10", at 6'7", if you can defend 3 positions, if there's help coming, we'll figure it out. We'll get a lot of points. It just might not be coming from that deep arc.
Yeah. I do disagree with you about Trey Johnson, though. I think Trey Johnson.
You think he's a curl shooter?
I
mean,
I
if
think
he's got it.
He can get buckets, but he can also shoot.
Yeah,
That's why I think he's a high-level prospect because he can do a little bit of both. Obviously Kneipel is one of Walter Clayton's a good shooter.
He's a shooter.
I'm not even considering Walter Clayton that high in the draft.
Yeah.
And then the kid, what's the kid's name? He'll be a second-round pick. The kid from Kentucky, that Kobe Bray.
Absolutely, best shooter in college this year.
Those are the kind of guys that. But I do think that's why Trey Johnson is such a high prospect because he can be a bucket getter, but he can also. I mean, he hit 40% of his threes this year too. So
I like him.
It's
just
a rare
not in the
thing.
Top 5. Well, maybe even the top 5.
I think he'll go top 5.
You think he'll go ahead of Oklahoma, kid?
I think he should.
I
absolutely
I'm not passing
should.
judgment. It'll just be in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I think he absolutely should. But again, I'm not an NBA scout, so. But I do watch. I watch more college basketball than the average person, and then people who watch, Ace Bailey play 3 games start telling me how great Ace Bailey is, and I'm like, dude, I saw Ace Bailey a lot. He ain't that damn good. But again, I didn't see Ace Bailey's
and
pre-college tape, and
I think one of the things that he isn't that good at, and I'm not defending Ace because I think he's the 3rd best, 4th best guy out there, and I would seriously consider, from what I've seen, Edgecombe might be the dude I'd take before Bailey as well for different reasons. But I do know this: he is 6'10" and he's 18. He can't even feel his fingertips. Yeah. So he hasn't even begun to explore what he's going to be capable of. Much like when Wemby showed up, he wasn't even close to what he's going to be because he's still like a baby bird that just came out of the nest. I mean, he still can't even move his body the way that he's gonna. And I do think there's some of that with Ace because he is 6'10" at 17, 18, that he's just not coordinated yet. And you can certainly extrapolate 3 years from now. It's easier to extrapolate what Jalen Duren's going to be than it is Ace Bailey because you can just see it. This guy's built to be a beast. Yeah. And Ace isn't. So you project and you hope you're right. And I certainly see everything that says we would be right. But it could easily be a Bowl. It could easily be dude that just ain't going to work. You got all the skill. And Bowl would be worst case for Ace Bailey. I mean, that would be where could he end up? Just like Bowl. All the skill in the world, but nobody can play with him.
Yeah. It's kind of under the radar that the Spurs also have the 14th pick in the draft. I mean, depending on what happens with this pick, if this pick turns into Giannis, I think it becomes even more pressing to use that 14th pick to get a shooter, to get somebody who can shoot from outside. If you're going to continue to insist to be a volume shooting team, I think you've got to find someone who can do it. Or
I'm not even sure you get to hold on to it, to be honest with
you. You might not. You might have to give up both of them.
I think it might cost you for Giannis. And I'm certainly willing to do that.
Who cares?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
But there's certainly availability to go get a shooter like that. And there's some dudes out there. But this is when we start testing the mettle of Brian Wright. This is when now let's go find those guys in the second round. And it might not be a draft. It might be a player at the end of a contract that we're not talking about. But it's going to be up to you now to go get those dudes. This is the easy stuff. The drafting number 2 and making a trade for Giannis, dude, any of us can do that. Go find shooters with a 14th pick. Go find a dude that's ending on a contract that sat on a bench all last year that's capable of coming in and doing the things that we want to get done. That's where Coach Pop and RC made their bones. Can you do it too?
Corey says the Spurs are building the championship nuggets. Wemby equals Jokic. Sohan equals Gordon. Ace Bailey equals Porter. Vassell equals KCP. Fox equals Murray.
Oh, man, that's a if there's a ring in there, I'll take it.
Yeah,
a 5-time MVP, I'll take it.
Yeah. If Wemby is Jokic, then everything's in place.
I wish Jeremy. And Jeremy could very well be an Aaron Gordon type. I see the comparison. I kind of see it all the way down the line, but no. No.
First of all, nobody's Jokic.
Yeah, Wemby is never going to be that, nor do we think he's going to be that. He's going to be different. He's going to be as good, but he ain't going to be that.
I mean, the hope is he's going to be as good.
I meant as good as far as the effect on our team.
It's hard to picture a guy getting 3 MVPs or whatever.
You're talking about, like comparisons to dude that's getting compared to Wilt. And
right.
The very greatest ever.
I believe that Wemby's ceiling is pretty high, but let's also
settle down a bit.
Let's also take the idea that maybe it's somewhere in between.
But hey, man, I'll take it. Either any of that, I'll take. And I do appreciate the comparisons. And what I appreciate more about it is they could go either way here. The Spurs could go the Oklahoma City, Denver Nuggets route, where we don't need to trade for anybody. We've already got the Joker. We've already got it in the house. We've drafted really well in at least the last 2 years. We got some pieces that'll play. I mean, Jeremy Sohan, if we woke up next year and Jeremy was not a Spur, I don't think a lot of people would be upset. But if he was still a Spur, I think we'd all be fine with it too. I think there's some things there. So I like the idea of the Oklahoma City. We are built, not bought. We drafted the exact guy we wanted. The puzzle pieces fit exactly, and all we needed was time. Or I certainly appreciate the Giannis strolling in with all of that and being the Lakers.
Dude, when you have the option to bring in a guy like that, you just do it.
And I think you get into the mentality of built, not bought, because you couldn't afford to buy it.
Yeah.
And now we can afford to buy it. Let's roll with those big dogs. Let's act like we're L.A. and Boston and New York and make the deal and be the big-time guy on the block. Like, yeah, we can deal with anybody, and we can pay you, and you can be a worldwide celebrity and have a 782 zip code.
Yeah. I also think that someone said Giannis can't shoot, and you still think
bucket getter.
I don't care if Giannis can, because here's the thing. Because Giannis can't shoot, it will force the Spurs to stop trying to pretend to being a three-point shooting team.
You don't need to be.
No one is going to, if you're passing up getting the ball in the paint to Giannis or getting the ball to Giannis running to the rim for a three-pointer, that coach will be fired immediately. So you'll be built differently. For the first time, I said, other than the whatever 5 games they had of De'Aaron Fox, you will have a legitimate number one offensive threat, like an elite offensive. Victor Wembanyama is not an elite offensive player, and quite frankly, he's not even close to it right now. No. I'm not saying he can't eventually be. Right now, he is so far away from being an elite offensive player that it's like having one of those guys would completely change the way the Spurs are built. And letting Wemby be the third option on offense instead of the first option, those are appealing things to me. And also the idea that having Giannis is having another guy that is, along with Wemby, an elite level defender. Which this is a team that I've always said, Wemby makes this kind of maybe a below average defensive team look above average because he's that good.
Not look, they are.
Adding Giannis.
Yes.
Now
and
suddenly
Jeremy
you become
Sohan is as good on ball.
Now suddenly you're an elite defensive team.
And then you don't need to shoot the threes because you don't have to play the this for that game. And when you look at points per game this season, Cleveland led the league at 121,
and
they're not a 3-point shooting.
They were the
team.
second best offense in the history of time.
But they're not a 3-point shooting team, but they're very opportune. They will take them when available. Indiana is even less so. They're number 2. They're a get points at the bucket kind of team. They get their threes most of the time the old-fashioned way because they got 2 attacking guards that will hit 30% of their threes. Oklahoma City, do you think of them as a 3-point shooting team? They're the 3rd highest team. 4th, guess who? Milwaukee. Do you think of them as the 5th? The Clippers. Do you think of them as a 3? So we can get away from the Boston Celtic, Daryl Morey idea that we got to take 55 threes a game to win. It doesn't work that way, especially when you look at these top 5 teams. You go, does Cleveland play great defense? They got the defensive player of the year, and they're scoring 121 points a game. Pacers, do they play great defense? No, but they're going to run by you. So I think that the idea of what Boston did or what the 3-point metric that Morey kind of got going a couple years ago, it's dying. It's going away. Now, there's still a lot of threes taken, but they're in the game. They're in the flow, not forced.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, let's talk about the games last night. We've been talking about the draft lottery and the future of the Spurs, but we'll get into the actual games that happened last night and obviously the injury. We'll do that. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You wake up this morning feeling good, nothing hurting you or keeping you out of life. If that is you, carry on. You're doing things the right way. But if you're like a lot of us and you're dealing with something painful, keeping you out of the game or keeping you out of life, why? Stop. There's a fix. It's called Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio with one goal in mind. That's to get you fixed. And it's the way they do it that makes them so, reliable. Because it's not the standard operating procedure you see at most doctors when you walk in. It's here's a couple of pills to dull the pain till maybe it'll heal itself. Or maybe your fix is surgery and long-term rehab. It's not that at all. See, Arasti is a non-invasive treatment. It has nothing to do with surgery or cutting or anything like that. It has nothing to do with something to dull the pain. It has everything to do with fixing the problem so the pain will go away. And the results are not only ridiculously positive, they're fast, under 4 visits for most patients. So if you're living in pain, you can get yourself fixed quicker than you might think. And the good news is Arasti accept most insurances, and even better news, you don't need a referral. You can get in one today. They're all around San Antonio. To find the one closest to you, you can go to Arasti.com. You'll see a map there of all the providers, and guess what? They're adding new ones every day. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's called Arasti. Call them today. Let them fix you. When they do, come on by and you can thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, and more big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Faith, and whole mess of other stars lighting up Zilker Park. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz this week for your chance to win a pair of 3 3-day wristbands to weekend 2. We're picking one winner on each show this Friday. And every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, and ACL wristbands. That's a Texas-sized jackpot. Want to lock in your tickets now? Head to aclfest.com. All this week, it's ACL giveaways. Only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You know the Brew Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Brew Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Brew Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Brew.
Lowe's knows a thriving yard starts with quality care. Right now, get Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil for just $2. Was $4.58. Plus, get a free Select Ego 56-volt trimmer or blower with the purchase of a Select Ego 56-volt mower. The best yard starts with the best deals. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/14. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
And now the real work begins because he's actually got to go back and edit this thing.
Well, who's going to do the editing?
Well, he'll do it. Eggleston's not going to do it.
When you work with a guy like that, you interview him, there's a lot of edit points. Yeah.
Well, trust me, James Pledger, our producer, knows every day he records the Sports Center that runs over on KTSA, and they all end. Good luck with that, Pledge.
No, that's true. I just heard it a few minutes ago.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Boston Celtics. Uh-oh. In the words of Jim Rome.
Or Carl Lewis.
Hang on, I'm going to bring it back.
I'll bring it back for you.
I don't know. You are going to bring it back, Boston. The Celtics fall 121-113 last night. They let Jalen Brunson put up almost a 40-burger.
God, and most of it in the second half. What does he do at halftime? What's going on in the Knick locker room?
It's funny. I actually made a wager on the game yesterday, and I did it again. Celtics first half.
Man,
these teams that are down, I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna. I've seen it too many times. I've seen too many leads melt in the second half. I'm like, these teams that are down, that are backs against the wall, I'm gonna ride them in the first half because they're gonna come out strong, and then they'll blow it. And the Knicks blew it, outscored 70-51 in the second half. Just embarrassing. And the bigger news though is that Jason Tatum is. I mean,
if it's not his Achilles,
it looks like
I
it
can't
is.
imagine that it's not a ruptured Achilles.
You know what? Since I probably won't be talking about him for a while, I'll give him some credit. He played a hell of a game yesterday.
He's so skilled when he's a front runner though.
He is.
But he's so skilled.
But he put up 42. Pretty efficient, was hitting some threes. It was rebounding. He was balling.
Although you brought it up in the pre-show when we were getting ready. The game was slipping away when he got hurt. But I do think
Rob, he played 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it was getting away from him. And where was Jaylen Brown? There's a lot of questions to be asked. But the Celtics do now have an excuse. They have something that they can wrap themselves up in when they get beat, when it's over. That we coulda, we shoulda, we ran out of time and we got hurt. But right now, the Celtics, this is a terrible place to be because if it's what we think it is, you will have no Jason Tatum next year.
No.
He won't be there at all. You don't got much on the bench. There was probably some talk about separating those two, and now I'm not sure you can. I think you're stuck for another year.
And we talked about them probably going to have to make a decision because Derek White and Peyton Pritchard are both due to get paid.
You can't keep them both. You can't.
How? I mean, next year might be a rough year for the Celtics.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Credit where it's due. Also, I know this isn't. I gave credit when Jason Tatum has a day. What about your boy Karl Anthony Towns? 11 of 15 from the field, 11 boards, 23 points. I mean,
he continues to.
If anybody thinks that the Knicks didn't win the Julius Randle trade, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they're going to tell you both sides are happy. No. Julius offered a game, but as the season went, Karl Anthony's just better than I thought he was, and he's getting to be a clutch player, and I didn't think that would ever be a thing. And last night, now, granted, it takes a Jalen Brunson to attract a lot of attention.
Sure.
But it works.
Yeah, Karl Anthony, you never want Karl Anthony Towns to be your best player.
No, and he is not, but he is in the perfect position. And, man, oh, man, there's something about that Knick team. I don't know. Remember Kemba Walker's run?
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like that. Like you're going to have to stab them in the heart. You're going to have to bring in more than just – you can't just be better than them. You're going to have to be more than just better. You're going to have to be better and then some to beat them because Jalen Brunson is just about as unstoppable as any player has been as far as a run in the playoffs as I've ever seen. I mean, we all know for them to win, it has to be him. The Celtics knew, and every game in the second half, he fills the gap. He finds the spot that you forgot about and eats you alive.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't think the Knicks are a really good team.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to play him. I know that.
I mean, you're right. And what Jalen Brunson's doing is it's a lot like, the historically good playoff runs. Yeah, I think about these, Like, I remember some of those Jordan runs. Hell, Hakeem in 94 was just an unstoppable force. Was it 2012? The first Heat, when the Heat got the title with LeBron and what LeBron was doing. Like, I don't think it's that. But it's I think the Iverson one might be a good one. Like, it can carry you a long way. We'll see how far. But
it's him and Karl Anthony. But you think about the Anunobis and the Jason Harts. Those dudes that are just freaking gritty. That nothing is going to be easy when they're in there. They're going to beat you up, and they'll hit timely shots. They're going to be less talented, but they're going to outwork you, and they're halfway afraid of their bench. And then you add in Mikal Bridges and his shot-making ability. That guy is as good a contested mid-range jump shooter as there is in the league. He makes difficult shots. I mean, where he takes his shots are always well defended, and it takes the air out of your defense. I mean, you work your ass off for 22 seconds, and he gets the ball in a bailout, takes the dribble, and hits a jump shot over you. It is exhausting, and he matters so much to that offense because he's that third option or second option, depending on where Karl is, that you got to account for, and he's always someplace different. You know, they move him around really well. He's been the real surprise for this team.
Yeah, and, you know, considering their two best players aren't great defenders, Karl Anthony Towns is a good defender, not a great defender. Jalen Brunson's he's
a liability.
I mean, it's still a pretty solid defensive team because everybody else is just a grinder.
They just beat you up in the fourth quarter. There's a reason why they start winning because you're beat up.
As I say that, as we talk about beating you up, how dissimilar is what Jalen Brunson's doing right now from Isaiah Thomas in like 1990?
Very, very similar.
I mean, it is
except he doesn't have a Dumars beside him. I mean, it's really it feels more like, again, Iverson or maybe Derrick Rose that MVP year where it was just kind of him.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else looked good around him, but it was because he was that good.
Yeah. I've said it all year long. I don't believe in this team, but now as the Cavs are about to lose and it looks like the Celtics might be done, it might be by attrition. The Knicks might be in the NBA Finals.
Pacers. Eastern Conference Finals. It'll be fun. That's not what it wasn't on my bingo card.
No. Now that said, boy, the road is being paved beautifully for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, it feels
to the point where if there's no Cavs or Celtics in the finals and the Thunder don't win an NBA title, this season is a massive, massive underachievement and disappointment.
Well, yeah, it would be because I sense if it works out this way, where it's not the Celtics or Cleveland and it's the Pacers or the Knicks who can now after this win, both teams can walk away with their head held high. This was a successful season, even though it wouldn't be initially. It feels like the Spurs and the Nets in 03 or 02, where it's 4-0 and the season's done, and you're like, well, the playoffs finished in the second round of the conference. And, after that, it was a foregone conclusion, which it could be. Oklahoma City will run the Knicks out of the gym.
Or the Pacers.
Well, the Pacers at least will be high scoring. At least there might be a layups chance, but you just get the sense that the Thunder are too good of a deep team. Big, well-rounded. They're better where they need to be. They just destroyed New York.
Really kind of feels that way. For the Celtics, though, listen, man, the Celtics still have a lot of good players. They've been playing Porzingis off the bench. Maybe he's able to get full-time minutes. We'll see.
They might need to turn the page on this one.
I just mean for this series.
Oh, yes, yeah, maybe.
I'm not willing to write him all the way off yet because
there's a Finals MVP on this Celtics.
Yes,
team. He hadn't really played, but he's there.
Yeah, and all it takes is Jalen Brunson has an off night. And when you play the way Jalen Brunson does, you have off nights.
Yeah.
It happens. But their backs are certainly against the wall now.
Okay, what would be more impressive? Which comeback would be most impressive?
Between Cleveland and
Golden State?
Or Cleveland and Boston?
Or all the teams that are down 3-1. Which would be the most impressive, the most unlikely of the comebacks? Because I can see Cleveland maybe.
What's funny is what those three teams have in common is their best player is hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
and again, you have your reasons or excuses depending on how you want to parse them. But which team do you think?
I don't know how hurt Donovan Mitchell is. I think for me, the most impressive would probably be Boston because they're going to like. I don't know if Donovan Mitchell's coming back. I don't know if Steph is coming back. I'm 99.9% certain Jason Tatum's not.
There's no doubt.
They haven't announced that it's an Achilles yet. My assumption is it's an Achilles. So he's out. So if they come back without him, I think that's the most impressive.
Although they've got the most tools, right? I mean, you think about Jaylen Brown, and we talked about Derek White and Pritchard, and you still got Al Horford there and Drew Holiday. I mean, you feel like you should be at least a game dog.
I mean, the Warriors, Steph is just so key to everything they do.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, they can't play any harder than they did last night.
No, they are trying there. And, I almost feel bad for them because they played well enough that they deserved the win yesterday. But there's just not enough bodies there. And then the Cavs, I don't know what to think of the Cavs. I've been disappointed in them. I think this is just I think Indiana stylistically is just a bad matchup for them.
And when you look at the regular season, you kind of figure it out.
Mm-hmm. But all of them are certainly disappointing.
I mean, it's been thrilling. The playoffs have been extraordinary. It's not the NHL. It's not heart-stopping every night. But, they have the comebacks every night. It has been. You can't leave in the third quarter in every game. But I get the sense that the NBA is enjoying this brief little, this is every night must watch. And we're going to have the upsets, and everybody's going to go, well, I'm going to have to see something to prove to me that Oklahoma City doesn't take this in 5. It just really feels like this is going to be an imminent quick finals, and, all the drama for this season is done. The lottery's done. Dallas is getting Flagg, and Oklahoma City just seems like they're going to be the survival of the fittest, and they're going to just cakewalk through the East no matter what happens.
Jason says, will Oklahoma City even beat Denver? I think
good question.
I think they will. I trust them. I just think they're just so much better than the Nuggets. The Nuggets, to me, it's Jokic, and you can tell he's getting tired, and just a bunch of just guys right now.
Adelman's in uncharted territory
he
right
really
now.
is.
He's going against the best X's and O's dude in the NBA.
And that Thunder team, there's too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
There is, man. It's overwhelming.
They just keep coming, Coach. Yeah, they keep coming.
It's overwhelming, and it's crazy to think that they won 68 games this year, and probably their second best player, maybe one of their top 3 guys, missed almost the whole season with a busted hip, and they still won 68 games.
I would love to see a Pacer Oklahoma City series. I think that would be at least fun. I think we'd see 120, 122 outputs every night.
Yeah.
And I think foul calls wouldn't matter. Officiating would play a role because neither team is goonish. Neither one of those teams is goonish. Now, they're sticky defense, but they're not goony. So I don't think there'll be a lot of radical tough guy stuff other than Matherin and ignorant stuff. But I think that would be the most fun, although I do think the NBA would prefer the Knicks make it.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? I think they would much prefer the Knicks in the story.
If it's not Boston, they are it's going to be, let me tell you, it's going to be 8-on-5 if it's a Knicks-Pacers series.
Yeah, it feels like it could be.
Because, while you're like, oh, it'd be a fun series to watch, casual NBA watcher is going, Tyrese Halla, what?
And can you imagine a flyover finals with the Pacers and Oklahoma City?
But at least OKC's got the best player in the league.
Yeah. There's international appeal, but if you'd have told the NBA at the end of this glorious season with all that's going on, it's going to be the Pacers and Oklahoma City, they'd have said, well, I saw Oklahoma City and I saw the Pacers. I just didn't see them together.
No. The Thunder won 20 more games than them in the regular season. I would bet my house on the Thunder, by the way.
It would be difficult to dissuade me. 5 games. It just feels that way, imminent. But, Cleveland wasn't ready for what Indiana can do. They do something unique. They run faster than anybody else in this league, so they are an adjustment. So you never know.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
I
know.
I got a feeling.
You get the sense that enjoy this now because the playoffs could very imminently come down to lopsided affairs after this.
Tony says, would OKC Indy be the least watched finals of the 21st century? No. Minnesota Indiana would be.
You'd be hard pressed to find a bunch of people in anywhere that saw a lot of the Spur
New Jersey Net series in 2003. I
Yeah.
mean, that was 4-0
rough.
fast. At least when the Spurs beat Cleveland, which was the other one that no one watched, LeBron was at least kind of a draw. But of the two at least watched, the Spurs were involved, I'm pretty sure, in both of them.
Yeah, but the Pacers would rival that, certainly.
No names.
Although Indiana, it's a basketball-crazed place, man. They love it there, but there's just not a lot of people there.
I think the entire state doesn't measure up in population to New York.
The entire state of Indiana, just from my experience, smells like pig feces.
It helps with the corn.
Having
helps
driven
with the
through
corn.
I drove through it, and I was like, it's almost like when you cross the border, there's a vent opens, and it's just there's pig poop into your nostrils. It's a lovely, lovely place.
Whole part of the world.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, I'm going to give away. Oh, you know what we're going to do when I come back? I'm going to qualify some people to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to ACL Fest Weekend 2. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
All lanes are closed down due to a crash on Loop 1604 eastbound at Redland Road. Traffic here is being diverted to the frontage road. This is causing about a 15-minute delay from Stone Oak Parkway. We're seeing a 45-minute backup caused by an 18-wheeler accident blocking off the 2 right lanes on I-35 southbound at Loop 1604. It also blocks off the interchange ramp in the same spot. A stalled vehicle blocks off the right lane, 35 northbound at Thousand Oaks Drive, as well as a stalled vehicle in the right lane on I-10 eastbound at FM 2538. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends June 14th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
The San Antonio Brahmas return to the Alamo Dome this Friday, May 16th for their Hats Off to Heroes game presented by Crisis Human Performance. Join the Brahmas in honoring our nation's heroes at this special military and first responders appreciation night. Fans are encouraged to wear yellow in support of service members as the team battles the Memphis Showboats. Plus, the first 2,000 fans receive a free Brahmas hat. Get tickets at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Listen up, San Antonio. At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can get college credit for the stripes you've earned. Turn your military rank into college credit to save time and money on an online degree. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu/SATX.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GiveMeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids,
golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the NBA Draft Lottery is all over. We're going to look ahead and see what the Spurs may or may not do. And we're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys football. I'm sure there's more leaks. We'll talk to Shireen Williams. She'll join us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah.
What a song.
Yeah.
You know the song,
I've never
Rob?
played this yet.
I know his guitar playing.
Skin. It chills me to the bone.
Good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, man. This guy jam. You turned and you ran. Why'd you run, man? Oh, slip right from my hand. Here it comes, baby. Here it comes. Yeah, blue on black, tears on a river, push on a shove. It don't mean much. Joker on Jack, match on a fire. Hey.
Thank you.
You messed up my song.
I don't know what happened.
Come on, Vic. Blue on black. Blue on black. Man, I was getting into it.
I know. What happened?
This Rob's work.
Yeah, that was me.
Rob.
He pushed the button.
He did.
I did.
He was all like, nah.
That was like yesterday when
The gong show.
when Edwin just started playing random stuff and then he blamed me for it. Like, what button you push? I'm like, I'm way over here. See, when I push a button, you know what button I'm pushing. I don't push a lot of buttons, but when I do, you know it.
AJ, you become very famous.
I know. I know. But Vic didn't want me singing today, I guess. Cranked it up on me. Hey, you want to hear better people than me singing? You can do it at ACL.
Or a lot of places.
Well, okay, Rob.
Sorry.
Not at your house.
Did I say that out loud?
What about at your house? You singing better than me?
No.
You want to have a karaoke contest for $1 million?
That would be a small for $1 million. You say? I do the Red Sovine trucker song. So I couldn't talk. So wouldn't have to sing. Or the Christian Breathe singing.
I would sing I don't know what I would sing. The Renegade by Styx. That's what I would sing. That's my go-to. That's my go-to. Let's get somebody qualified to win a 3-day pass to ACL Fest. Let's do caller number 5. You will be qualified to win a pair of tickets. Now, if you win, awesome. I mean, that's great because out of the gate, you get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom.
And that's everybody. If you win
today, you get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Simple as that. If you don't, or if you do win, you're also qualified to one of 5 people this week who will be qualified to win these wristbands. We'll give them away on Friday. 9 stages, 2 weekends, October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th in Austin, Texas, the live music capital of the world. Sabrina Carpenter, Hozier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, and more, all performing at Austin's Zilker Park. Listen to our little program here, the Morning Huddle, and you can also listen to the Blitz this week to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to weekend number 2, and we're going to pick one winner on each show this Friday. Every qualifier gets that $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. And you can lock in your tickets now at aclfest.com if you don't win. But caller number 5, you are qualified just like that. All right. Now, we didn't get to talk much about the other game last night because it didn't involve a massive choke job or a gnarly injury. But the Minnesota Timberwolves do move to 3-1, commanding lead on the Golden State Warriors. Is there a path for the Warriors, Rob? Or because like
it's
I
called
said,
Curry's ankle. No, it's our hamstring. No, I mean, when you got Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield and Steve Kerr coaching and Draymond play, yeah, there's a path, but there's just not, like you said earlier, there's just not enough. They got too much.
Brandon Podjimski sucks.
Yeah, he's a product of playing around good dudes. It's easy to look good when you're wide open.
Yeah, he's not getting those open looks anymore. He sucks now, man. Boy, he misses a bunch of. You know what? He is getting some wide open looks still.
Yeah, he is.
He's missing them.
It's just
And Buddy Hield just didn't take over. And you know what? That was James Butler last night. That was not Jimmy Buckets. Like, it's – you mentioned Kuminga kind of during the break. He has really impressed me this series.
He's a wonder.
He might be the only one impressing me, quite frankly.
They tried to put Naz Reid out on him, and at one point, Kuminga turned on him and was about to throw down a poster dunk, and Reid fouled him, which was all that Minnesota can do. I mean, he is really a viable weapon that, he can't play with Jimmy Butler for whatever reason. Those two can't exist on the court together. But on the same team, when one's in, one's out, it's been kind of effective. But Kuminga, if he could live up to it, if he could just live up to all that, Golden State might be okay next year. There might be some there, but they're just not enough, man.
11 of 12 from the free throw line, Kuminga.
Yeah, I mean, he played a good game.
And quite frankly, with the exception of one quarter, the Warriors were the better team in this game.
Well, they hustled more. They played hard.
The third quarter, though, they were a 0. They stunk. And
no answer for Anthony. I mean, when Anthony's hot, they don't have anybody that can slow him down. And he got hot, and he got in the paint and started picking up fouls, and there was some momentum plays, and there just wasn't a Steph Curry big shot to slow stuff down. And it just got away from them. They can win another game. They might even win 2 games, but there's just no way out.
Yeah.
Time for me to get up.
Oh, good morning. Yeah, winning 3 seems like that's going to be a stretch at this point. I hate to say that as someone whose hockey team went down 3 games to 1 last night.
At least, yeah. I mean, that wasn't not even.
Oh my gosh.
No buckets last night.
No.
Big old
fat
empty
egg.
That was nasty.
Big fat egg. Yeah, the Knights had played the whole series without their leading scorer all year. He showed up last night. Oh, he looked so terrible. And I knew that. I mean, the game was 1-0, 90 seconds in, and there is nothing more disheartening as a hockey fan. I can't even imagine as a player.
Like down 0, like you're spotting them.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, now we're playing with a handicap, and yeah, it's just gross. I'm ready for hockey to be over, I think. If the Knights are going to lose, just do it now. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get me out of here. And I'll be done with hockey for the year.
I think it might be done tomorrow night.
I can get some sleep. Oh, imagine what I can't imagine going to bed at 9:30 again. Oh, instead of 11:45.
If we can get
12:15.
If we can get Denver out of these playoffs, everything on the other side of the Mississippi will be a whole lot better off.
Yes. I think the Nuggets are on their way out, so I think we're going to be in good shape on that. All right. Man, what a show it's already
almost halfway.
Almost halfway there. Yeah. I'll tell you what, in the next hour, we're going to talk to Eric Warner from Carbach.
Who's our winner for the...
It is...
Or our qualifier, who won a $50 gift card.
Yeah, hold on. I have them right here.
I mean, they are a winner, quite frankly.
Well, if they're listening, they're already winners.
Jonathan Griffin.
John Griffin.
Johnny G, I call him. That's what I call him. Johnny G.
If he wins on Friday, I'm calling him friend.
Right?
Yeah.
Amigo.
Best friend.
Orale, amigo.
Yeah.
Let's
best friend. All right. When we come back, I am going to take a look at now that the teams are set, the 2025, the first look at the NBA mock draft. You might be surprised who's going number one. You probably won't be though. I just wanted to. I wanted to say you might.
Suspense.
I wanted to say you might be because it would make people go,
What happened?
You might be surprised if you've been living under a rock, but if not, you probably won't be surprised at all. But we'll talk about the rest of it too, and we'll give away some Mudvayne tickets coming up in the next hour as well. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Luxury is having a choice between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Craving Boxes. It's luxury because there's no wrong choices. There's just right cravings. So choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here with my good friends from Prize Picks. I'm just one of millions of members of Prize Picks that play daily fantasy sports every day, and things just keep getting better. How about 2,000x on your cash today? That's right, cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your best chance to add your favorite players from the court on Prize Picks lineup. And whether it's points, rebounds, assists, and whatever else, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000x your cash today. Turn up your playoff hot takes into tickets on basketball and championship winnings every day. And there's stuff going on all week. Every Tuesday, Prize Picks will discount several projections on the board. They take up to 15 to 25% off savings and fun. And then there's Big Flex Friday. Those picks that don't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds up to your limit as soon as the lineup settles. Hey, there's money back. That's why I love Prize Picks. 2,000 times your money and some free ones. Download Prize Picks. Use the code Alamo for 50 free bucks. That's Prize Picks. Go run your game.
Looking for a place with character, cold drinks, and real Texas charm? Pull up a chair at the Lion and Rose in the Dominion. This local favorite, run by the Tharp family, serves up Southern hospitality, military pride, and seriously good food. Happy hour daily from 3 till 7 p.m. with 250 drafts, select wine, wells, and mimosas. Plus, tasty bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Now open at 23330 West I-10. The Lion and Rose.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimer.
You know the Brew Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Brew Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Brew Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Brew.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
All lanes are closed down due to a crash on Loop 1604 eastbound between Bulverde over to Redland Road, causing about a 10-minute backup starting from Highway 281. If you want to get around these slowdowns, try taking Bulverde or Evans Road as good alternates. There's a crash blocking off 2 right lanes and the exit ramp by 35 southbound Loop 1604. An 18-wheeler is involved. It's causing a 45-minute delay starting from FM 1103. And looking onto I-10 westbound at Greytown Road, a crash that had the left lane blocked off has cleared. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NBA held its annual lottery last night, and the gods have smiled on San Antonio yet again, landing the number 2 overall pick and the number 14 in this year's draft. The playoffs continued last night. Tough news for the Boston Celtics as the reigning champs find themselves down 3-1, falling to the Knicks 121-113. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Good morning, friends. AJ and Rob, getting you there on a Tuesday. Gotta love Tuesday.
Yep. I do this Tuesday. Good day.
What's so good about it, Rob?
Spurs own the number 2 pick.
Well, yeah.
Cowboys signed their second-round running back.
Oh, okay.
Blue for a 4-year deal.
Okay.
It's a good day.
Okay, I guess.
Fine day.
I'll let you know after my nap how good of a day it is. Yeah. I got to make the call today on Kitty Big Balls and see what's going on with him. I got to go check up on my guy.
Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby Billy. See how he's, see if he's still dragging around that leg.
Yeah. No, he's got a cat.
There's nothing wrong with him that thousands of dollars cannot prolong.
Rob, I know your thoughts on this. I know your thoughts on this. He's a good cat, though.
Fine cat. Good animal.
He's good stock.
Well,
Yeah. There you
not
go.
a good fighter.
Not a good fighter.
Not a good fighter, but a good cat.
Yeah. I can't.
Best of luck.
I could never be Michael Vick with him. I'll tell you that. It wouldn't.
There's a fine line.
Michael Vick would have thrown this thing in a bucket, is what I'm telling you.
There's a fine line between domesticated and wild. And if this was a possum,
he walks it.
If it was the possum or a raccoon, which ain't a whole lot of difference.
He might be part raccoon.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure you'd be weighing it the same way. I'm just saying.
I know your thoughts on this, Rob. I know your thoughts. I am a
You
sucker,
grow
though.
up hard out on a farm, you know.
I
and you
know.
gotta-
Yeah, we were both tricked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to.
I mean, listen, when I was a kid, if you didn't take your animals to the vet to get put down,
No.
Dad went outside and popped around in
Grabbed
his
a
ass.
22.
That was the,
We just looked at it till it
Walked
passed
out
away.
with a 22 and a shovel. I'll be back later.
We didn't go to the shovel. How about a burn barrel?
Well, something, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
but
lot of cremations out on the Hoffman property.
So.
No, I know. I'm a sucker for this stupid cat, though. It is unfortunate. But I'll check on him today and see what Uncle Baby Billy needs. And
take your checkbook, man.
yeah, it'll
take the card.
It'll cost me.
There's nothing wrong with this cat that we cannot prolong.
Yeah, I'll be setting up a GoFundMe.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. All right. The ESPN team has put together their mock draft, post-lottery mock draft. You won't be surprised, number one, Cooper Flagg to the Dallas Mavericks. 1.8% improbable odds, and here they go.
You want to hear something weird? If you trade away your former number one pick, history has shown us that you will very quickly get the number one overall.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking back, like Anthony Davis got traded, and very quickly the Pelicans got Zion.
Yeah.
And I'll pull up the rest of those as you go through. I read something, all the different teams over the years, Luka now with this one, that at some point had traded their former number one overall and recompense the basketball karma. They ended up with a number one overall pick.
Okay. Well, maybe there's something to it.
I'm not sure. It's nothing more than luck, but it is
So you're
interesting
saying
how-
if the Spurs would have traded Wemby, they could have gotten Cooper Flagg?
Well, I'm just saying eventually you end up with the number one overall pick. It has proven to be that over time.
Yeah, maybe so. Number two, the San Antonio Spurs. It's got Dylan Harper. They call him a point guard / shooting guard here. And the scouting report says Harper did his best to keep the number one pick conversation interesting for parts of the season with his skill level, shot creation, and scoring prowess. He can get wherever he wants on the floor while demonstrating strong passing ability. The physical nature of the NBA playoffs has emphasized why a sturdy playmaker of Harper's type can be so valuable, with his ability to finish through contact and draw fouls a major part of his appeal, along with the way he fills up the box score with an excellent feel for the game. The Spurs were already in as enviable a position as any team in the lottery with 2 picks in the top 14 to bolster a roster that already features back-to-back Rookie of the Year winners and now jump from 8 to 2 is a massive stroke of good fortune. Oh. It says, now this is where it's interesting. While Harper's fit alongside De'Aaron Fox and Castle looks far from seamless, it would be very surprising to see San Antonio's forward-thinking front office pass on Harper here, who is widely considered the second-best prospect in the draft after Flagg. This opens up an opportunity for a team with a bigger need for a primary shot creator to make a move to trade up to this pick and perhaps convey to the Spurs added shooting, which their roster sorely needs to surround Wemby. So what they're basically saying is don't be surprised if the Spurs take Harper at number 2 and then start fielding calls.
I think that if it's not Giannis before the pick,
yes,
they're absolutely going to do just that. And if no one calls, they're going to, and like they said, it won't be seamless, but you don't pass up on a dude like this.
I tend to agree on that. Or like I said, I don't mind trading down.
No, I think if
I'm not saying you've got to have this guy on your roster, but you have to have this guy as an asset. Because I do think the gap between 1 and 2 is closer than the gap between 2 and the rest.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. There is somebody in the rest that's going to be very good.
Sure.
And I think
there always is.
And they'll like the edge come. The guy that everybody thinks could, and if all the little check marks do turn out, it could be him. It could be the Texas kid. Could be OU kid. Could be, Kneipel maybe. I don't think the defensive dudes are going to show up like world changers, even though they're going to play well.
Yeah.
But there's one of these dudes that's going to come out and very likely would be the rookie of the year, kind of like Castle at 4. I mean, it won't be the easy.
Arius Ace Bailey, number 3 to the Philadelphia 76ers, says Bailey has been more polarizing for scouts than a typical top 5 pick, displaying flashes of scoring upside while still at an early stage of his development in other key areas. Lottery teams are eager to get a feel for him in the pre-draft process to understand how far away he is from contributing positively on an NBA floor. Wings with his size, his combination of size, physical skill, and shooting prowess are rare. That coveted archetype has kept his stock largely steady despite his inconsistencies as a decision maker, ball handler, and defender. Some teams are concerned with the risk attached in those areas, but his scoring talent has tantalizing appeal for front offices in search of star power.
Yeah, the synopsis, you better be willing to wait.
Yeah.
You better know that he ain't going to do it next year. He won't be a rookie of the year candidate. But in 2 years, maybe you get yourself something more.
Maybe so. He is going to be able to score in the NBA. There's no doubt. He is also you're going to see him throw the ball away. You're going to see him make bonehead decisions. You're going to see him take shots that you go, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. But they're right in that guys his size who can score, it's hard to ignore.
You can't coach 6'10".
Yeah. He's got a lot of gifts from God, but that doesn't always translate. Jamarcus Russell, remember, he could throw it to the moon from his knees, and sometimes that doesn't even matter. Number 4, the Hornets, VJ Edgecombe from Baylor, it says he is the most explosive athlete in this class, and I think that's probably fair.
I don't think they're going to take him.
The question I have, the Hornets, you don't think would take him? Why?
I think they're gonna look elsewhere. I mean, I think that after the pre-workout, I think that he's raw. I think he's just really, really raw, and I think they're going to probably look for something a little bit more NBA ready. Probably either the Texas scorer.
Well, I think what they would like about him is that he is a really good defender, and to me, they might find some value in that with LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller as their other key guys. Like, it might be nice to have
position though. Wouldn't he end up playing that small forward?
I don't know. I don't know if he's a 2 or a 3 in the league.
I think he's going to be very polarizing as well. I think you're going to see him jump out of the gym and touch the top of the box and hit some jumpers, and you're going to take him. And then there's the people that are going to look at him and go, he's about like Jeremy Sohan as far as, being ready to play one particular, can do a lot of good things, but nothing great. And it's just
very, very physical player. Like, there's a lot to like. I don't know if he's a great scorer.
And I think right now in that position, I'm drafting. I think Texas kid, I think OU kid are probably more likely to have immediate help than him.
Well, Utah, Jeremiah Fears, number 5, the Oklahoma point guard. It says he was one of the youngest players in college basketball. Combination of size, speed, pace, shot making, and shot creation give him significant long-term upside. He can get anywhere on the floor to create for his teammates while dishing on the move, finishing skillfully in the lane, or head to the free throw line. He is very thin.
Yeah, size and strength are going to be an issue.
And it says his decision-making will likely require patience from the team that drafts him, even if there is doubt around the significant star power he possesses, which will earn him looks much higher than this spot. So
interesting.
There's
higher than that.
Yeah. Number 6, Trey Johnson, Texas.
There we go.
It says Johnson's one of the draft's top scorers, capable of knocking down tough shots from all over the floor with a shoot-first mindset. Needs to round out several areas of his game, particularly finishing in the paint, playmaking for teammates, and defensive consistency. But NBA teams are drawn to his shooting, length, and skill level. Good base skill for a 2-guard. If he can improve some of his tendencies over time, he could be a strong building block for the future.
Absolutely.
But he's also, this would have him going to the Wizards. And
that's where guards go to die.
Yeah. I remember when the Wizards got a guy who was a shoot-first guy, and they were going to build around him. His name was Bradley Beal.
And before that, it was Gilbert Arenas. And
Yeah.
before that, it was Michael Jordan at
John
45.
Wall,
and John Wall. So, yeah, there's been many attempts.
Pelicans number 7, Hemwan Malawach, the big from Duke.
Wow, they have him going higher than the last mock, and that's about where I think he's going to go.
It says the top defensive center in the draft, offer an appealing mix of length, mobility, finishing, and paint protection at a young age. This year's playoffs have served as a reminder for some teams that the ability to rotate size onto the floor has plenty of value still in the postseason, with more traditional centers such as Rudy Gobert and Steven Adams among those turning in big moments. His ability to deter opponents around the rim and strong intangibles should give him immediate rotation value with plenty of room to improve. I'm a big fan of him.
I couldn't agree more, man. I'm a fan as well.
I'd like to see him put on some weight, but I do like what I've seen with him. Con Kneipel, number 8 to the Brooklyn Nets.
3 Dookies in the first 8.
Yeah. Despite his modest athletic profile, he grew on teams as the season moved on, producing consistently and authoring several impressive NCAA tournament performances that highlighted his value as a skilled, versatile wing who can do a bit of everything on both ends of the floor, and he made 41% of his threes, which that's
We
what
like that.
The NBA teams are eager to see his measurements and get a better gauge on how much his lack of explosiveness and quickness puts a ceiling on his upside. But it does feel like he's got a low floor.
The thing about him is, you know exactly what you're going to get with Kneipel. He's not going to overwhelm, nor is he going to underwhelm. He's going to give you that, whatever that is.
Toronto 9, Colin Murray-Boyles, the
now we're getting
versatile
into
big from South Carolina.
We're getting into the beauties in the eye of the beholder. When there's 3 or 4 dudes that are doing this, it's just going to be which team likes that guy.
Number 10, the Rockets, Kasparis Yakashonis.
All the way to 10.
Which, again, there were times where he was listed in the top 3 or 4.
And he could be. I mean,
might be.
We are getting into the point where you see something that I don't, and you kind of pull the trigger on something.
The other thing about, though, with the Rockets need to be looked at as in the same way as the Spurs, as a team who probably feels like, yeah, we've got a nice young core. We'd like to add some dudes who are ready to win right now instead of keep adding more young guys.
That's my thought.
Kind of what I was saying about the Spurs. Like, yeah, are you going to keep adding, like, children? Or at some point, are you going to get an adult in the room? And
well, I think now, especially for Houston, I think you can safely say Jalen Green is good, and right now he is at his peak of tradability. It's going to start declining.
And I think they want to move on from him.
And I think they've decided, and they're going to have to pick a wing. Pick one you want and trade the other. I don't know which one you're going to decide on.
They're keeping Amen Thompson.
Yeah, okay, so keep Amen and trade away the Auburn kid or Alabama kid. You can pick one and move the other, and I think that's where they are. And I don't think that pick will end up being a Rocket. I think they're waiting on Reed Geddes to get better, and they're going to
Reed Shepherd
to get better and trade away and get some veteran help, whether it be a wing or an older guard, if not old.
I hate this pick. Portland 11, Derek Queen from Maryland. You just took a big last year. Like, how many big bodies do you need? Because they got Donovan Clingan.
Look at Cleveland. I get it. It's, again, beauty of the eye of the beholder. He's the smartest of the bigs. He's the most offensively able.
Yeah.
He can do things further away. He's not the most athletic, but he is the smartest of the ones and comes with the most offensive upside. So if that's what you're chasing, I get that pick.
Bulls, Igor Dimin, the guard from BYU.
That's
Hawks,
crazy.
I know it is.
I didn't think he was that good.
I didn't either. Hawks, number 13, Jace Richardson, which if I were the Spurs, I would be disappointed to see him go right before me.
He's pro-ready. I mean, his brother, his whole family, that's a pro-ready guy.
His dad, yeah, Jason Richardson. He's one of those guys, again, feels like a low floor just because I know he can shoot and whatever else happens, okay. Number 14, the Spurs, it's got Carter Bryant, a sort of a wingish player from Arizona. Says Bryant's the type of player who could help his standing in the pre-draft process as teams get a better look at him in workout settings. He ticks several boxes NBA teams actively seek at his position. He's an easy fit with his desirable combination of size, length, perimeter shooting, passing, and defensive versatility. Played all over the floor for the Wildcats this season, playing at both forward positions. He was not consistently productive, and he only averaged 6.5 points per game. He is not a shot creator, has room to grow on both ends of the floor, but has significant upside to tap into long-term in the draft. Now, to me, these are the kind of picks you can make if you are set. This is
not the number 14 pick in the NBA draft. This is the 25 pick. We already have this guy. His name is Harrison Ingram. We have this guy.
Yeah.
We drafted him last year.
Although Harrison Ingram did a lot more in college than this guy
That's
did.
what I'm saying. And if you put that scouting report next to Harrison Ingram, other than being a highly regarded recruit early on, they're the same dude. So I don't get this pick. I don't believe this is where the Spurs are looking. I think that they can find a more of at 14. I'm not mad at you for overdrafting if it fits perfectly. At 14, you can draft a 20 pick because you've already gotten your number 2 pick. Now you're drafting for absolute need. This ain't best player available.
No.
This is fill a gap, fill a hole. So this won't happen. Even though he looks like a Spur, he walks like a Spur, but we got a bunch of dudes that look and act just like that on the Austin Spurs already.
Oklahoma City, Nolan Traore from St. Quentin. Magic, 16, Will Riley from Illinois. 17, Danny Wolf from Michigan, which is he's very
the poor man's Flagg.
It's it is a guy a playmaking 7-footer. There is some similarity there, and he's 21.
He played at Harvard or Princeton,
at Yale.
Yale. He was a Ivy League dude. So
he's a smart guy. 18, Noah Esengwe. I don't know him either. Joan Behringer at number 19, another Euro, don't know him. Number 20, and this is who I would have predicted the Spurs at 14, Liam McNeely from UConn.
I have no problem with that. If he fills the gap, you can overdraft at
just shoot.
Right, just fill the gap, get what you need, and everybody will say, hey, he's not worth a 14. Well, he is to me. You know, for me, I get him. So I get that. You don't get to do that in the top 10. You get to do that in the second 10.
Asa Newell from Georgia, number 21 to Utah.
That's a ridiculous fall. Something is going on, or his workouts are going to raise his stock. I don't think if he falls to 21, you high five if you get him.
I think so too. I think they look at him more as a 4 than a 5.
Probably.
But he was like a high level high school prospect, and I don't know. Maybe he may be one of these guys where going to Georgia was probably not the best thing for him. He probably
kind of lost. Yeah.
He took the money instead of should have gone somewhere where he was going to develop a little bit better. Thomas Sorber to Atlanta at number 22, the big from Georgetown. I will say this. I mean, he's recovering from like a foot surgery, but when Georgetown had him on the floor, they were decent.
Yeah.
When he was off the floor, they were one of the worst teams in the country. So there is something to that kid. Nick Clifford from Colorado State, number 23 to the Pacers. Hugo Gonzalez, a Euro to the Thunder. Walter Clayton to the Orlando Magic, number 25. Guy who worked his way into the first round. Not a lot of people saw that coming. Very small, but guy can obviously take over a game. Euro to 26, Brooklyn, Ben Saroff. 27, Brooklyn again, Rasheer Fleming from St. Joe's. Noah Penda, Euro from France, to the Celtics at 28. Phoenix at 29, Yaxel Lindenborg, who was at UAB, and then he took money from Michigan, or like the thought is he's going to go to Michigan, or like he's still undecided on if he's entering the draft or not. And then the last guy is Ado Theroux from Arkansas, to the LA Clippers, who would convey from Oklahoma City. So a couple other guys in the second round of note. Charlotte, number 33, Ryan Kalkbrenner, who I still covet as a Spur. I think he would be great for it. Jonai Broom, 37 to the Pistons. LeBaron Philon, 36 to the Nets.
Should stay in, man. Don't come out, Philon.
Tahad Pettiford, 39 to the Raptors. Chaz Lanier, the super senior from Tennessee, 42 to the Kings. Milos Uzan, the point guard from Houston, number 43 to the Jazz. Who did the Spurs have in round 2? Who did they put?
Do we even have a second rounder?
And they might not have a second rounder. Maybe that's maybe that is the case. And Kobe Bray, the shooter from Kentucky, to Indiana at 54. Tyrese Proctor, they've got listed going to the Suns, the Duke shooter. So there you go. There's your look at it. Oh, Darion Williams, your guy, Texas Tech, guns up 45 to the Bulls as well. So that's your most updated mock draft now with.
You can see the value of that 14th pick. It gets skinny. You really do. After about 13 days,
well, you are
really you're fishing.
And you're risking it on Euros is what you're doing. That's what it does have the Spurs have the 38th pick. You'll never guess who they've got taken.
Euro, that will never be a Spur.
A guy named Bogoljub
there you go.
Markovic. He played at Mega Superbet in the Adriatic. So yeah,
Mega Superbet, you say?
Mega Superbet. That's right. Not regular Superbet, Mega.
We still have,
Superbet.
as we talk about the draft picks, we drafted that Spanish point guard last year in the second round. He had a knee surgery. Remember that?
Yeah.
I think he had a pretty decent year. You might want to check and see how this guy, he might not ever show up, but, that's another guard in the Spurs stable that at some point could show up that does have NBA chops. Now, whether he ever actually gets here, I saw a couple of highlights from him earlier in the year that he might eventually be here, but now there's no need to call him.
Playing in Spain this year?
I think he's playing for, one of the, it's either Barca or the other one.
Who is it?
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah, I don't know who. I thought it was just Ingram and because I thought they traded the other guy because they drafted Johnny Furphy and traded him.
No, this is a Spanish dude. Maybe it was in 23.
Okay. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, I'm going to give away some Mudvayne tickets. But Rob, I want you to tell the people about your water softener.
If you don't have a Connecticut, it's really hard to understand what it's like because, quite frankly, those of us that have it really don't talk about it much because there's really not a whole lot to talk about. It just works. You don't have to worry about buying extra salt. My motherboard is never broken. I've never had a technician come in and have to deal with that because, quite frankly, my water softener doesn't plug in. It just works on kinetic energy. And what that means to you is it only works when you do. It doesn't have that weird cycling system that my friend has that you're just sitting around and suddenly you hear your water system running around. I don't know what that is. I don't deal with it. The thing about a Kinetico is they've been around San Antonio for a long time. They're designed and built in the United States. They work on our hard water. You don't see that powder on all the dishes. You're never going to feel it on your skin. You'll have no problem putting it in your baby's bottle. I mean, that's why you go get a Kinetico. It takes care of your family and it protects your pipes. And if you thought it was so expensive to get one, well, it's not. And now is even a better time than ever. If you want a Kinetico and they want to prove it to you, if you've already plumbed for a water softener, you can call them today and they'll come out and put one in your home free of charge. You'll find out in 90 days what I'm talking about. And when you decide to buy, there's great financing, 0 down with approved credit. There's money in your old water softener, and there's a gift, a reverse osmosis drinking station that you put it on your sink. It just eliminates the need to ever buy a water bottle. So what are you waiting on? You should call them right now. The number is 656 Pure. That's all you need to worry about. 656 Pure. Their website is kineticosa.com. It's got all the details you need. Just go away from this commercial knowing that. You can call Kinetico today, and 90 days worth of the very best water softener you can get. You can have it in your home with approved credit with nothing down, and they'll pay you some money for your old one. So what are you waiting on? Go get yourself a Kinetico, be proud of it, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, and more big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Faith, and whole mess of other stars lighting up Zilker Park. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz this week for your chance to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We're picking one winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, and ACL wristbands. That's a Texas-sized jackpot. Want to lock in your tickets now? Head to aclfest.com. All this week, it's ACL giveaways. Only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the NBA Draft Lottery is all over. We're going to look ahead and see what the Spurs may or may not do. And we're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys football. I'm sure there's more leaks. We'll talk to Shireen Williams. She'll join us at 5:15. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Nice. Woohoo!
Take very nice, everything that I have. Be a raging dig. Oh man, underneath everything that I am, slowly changing. I wouldn't play this whole song. Oh no, it's edited. Okay,
Yeah, I got a clean version.
It's the HEB version.
Yeah.
Yeah, the HEB one.
There we go.
The one I'll hear on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
I love this. I love Mudvayne. Maybe you want to go with me, Vic? Let's go to Mudvayne.
The Mudvayne?
Yeah,
go
man.
enjoy some
Cool.
Mudvayne.
Rob doesn't want to go with me.
No.
I only like a few songs, but
That's all right, dude.
yeah.
Let's just go there and let's get in the mosh pit and wreck some heads.
Then we'll be like Kitty Big Balls.
That's right, man. Come out, look at. Well, I'll be
limping.
I'll just be dragging my leg behind me.
Yeah, we're both out in wheelchairs.
Big deal, Bubba. All right. Let's go with caller number 6. You'll win a pair of tickets to go see Mudvayne October 12th at the Boeing Center down there at Techport. Static X and Vinded are going to be playing with them. That is October 12th. They're doing the 25-year anniversary of LD50. Crazy that it's been that long since Mudvayne popped off, but there you go. October 12th, you can be there at the Boeing Center at Techport. And, of course, if you don't win, you can buy those tickets at livenation.com. Let's go caller number, what did I say, 6? Caller number 6? I think I said caller number 6. Let's do caller number 6. There you go. All right. What do I need to do here, Vic? When do I need to be out of this thing?
Let's do about 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work. And then we'll have Eric Warner on the other side of that, talking up some Carbach with us. We've talked exclusively, I think, the NBA today. I guess there's other things going on. I guess there are a couple other games being announced for the NFL. The Eagles and Packers are going to play Monday Night Football on November 10th. We know that. That's the first announced Monday Night Football game. That is the battle of the tush pushers versus the crybabies about the tush push.
I don't understand the drip method of releasing the schedule.
I don't like it either.
What do I care about November the 10th?
I don't know.
I don't understand this. Why? I get the Eagles and we're Super Bowl champs, and I guess the Packers, but of all the things to dribble out is the first Monday night game in November.
What about this one? Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, Christmas night.
Okay.
At least then
Why can't you tell me about what's going on the week before or the week after? Okay, I get it. Christmas night, and there's going to be a couple other games that day too because they want to own that day too. I'm with you, but I don't get the dribble. Just tell us.
This is the third straight year the Chiefs will have played on Christmas Day.
That's the glories of being good.
Yeah.
It used to be the goal of an NBA team. If you're playing on Christmas Day, that means you're worth something.
And they also announced that the Chicago Bears will face the Philadelphia Eagles on Black Friday on Prime Video. The rest of the NFL schedule, there's going to be a triple header on Christmas Day, by the way. It was not just the Chiefs game.
Oh, yeah.
But Netflix is going to have the first two games, and then it'll be on the third game will be on Prime Video, I believe. The full schedule announcement is tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And, of course, they've got to have a special
we got to cover this
ESPN
thing.
airing thing of it. But, yeah, I don't really know. I wish they would just put it out and let us know.
Well, I don't get it's the
if they've got it,
randomness of
throw
the
it out
games.
there, man.
It's just the absolute. Okay, I get Sunday night, and I get it's the Chiefs, but there's also two other games. Why didn't you tell me about that one?
Yeah,
I don't understand the drip factor, but it does keep me involved.
Elsewhere in the NFL, Trey Hendrickson has said that the team has cut off contract talks amid a dispute regarding a new deal. In a statement to Adam Schefter, Hendrickson said, "No communication has taken place between my camp and the organization since the NFL draft in April." Hendrickson said the offers presented by the Bengals did not reflect the vision we shared and were promised.
Well,
if I continued to play at a high level. He says, rather than using collaboration to get us to a point to bring me home to the team, they are no longer communicating. I have been eagerly awaiting a resolution on this situation, but that's hard to do when there's no discussion and evident lack of interest in reaching mutual goals. This is tough, man, and this is, I hate to say it, but this is Joe Burrow's doing. Joe Burrow wanted Jamar Chase, and he wanted T. Higgins, and at some point, there's got to be cuts made.
Why is Hendrickson surprised at this? He watched him spend money all off season. He watched him do it.
Well, he did, but also, if you remember last year, he asked for a trade because he kind of saw this coming, and they said, no, we're going to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're not taking care of him, and he's like, dude, I could have been somewhere else already.
Mm-hmm.
You keeping me around here on this bummy-ass defense.
I don't understand what he thought they were going to be able to do. Now, I do think he's smart in putting the pressure up, and I know that they want to keep him. But obviously they know, and he knows, they ain't going to come up with the money that he wants. And he's going to spend the whole next year bitching.
Well, remember the gal, the Bengals executive, I forget her name, that said, I think he should be happy at a certain rate that maybe he doesn't think he should be happy
here
about.
We go. What did he think was going to
happen? She said, I think it's on him to be – here it is. It's Katie Blackburn is her name. I think he should be happy at certain rates that maybe he doesn't think he'd be happy at. I think some of it's on him to be happy at some point, and if he's not, That's what holds it up sometimes. It takes him to say yes to something. We have all the respect in the world for him. Yeah. He's going to have to say yes to one of these low-ball offers.
It's up to him to be happy at some point. Okay, happiness is a choice, so you just be happy with less.
Yeah, but now Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they weren't going to be happy with less. They're happy with the big number. Joe Burrow's happy with the big number. I'm telling you now, the decision to pay T. Higgins and not Trey Hendrickson is going to haunt this franchise. Not that they need more haunting, but
you effed up. You trusted us.
Hendrickson
has trusted us.
Hendrickson said the same things that Micah Parsons has said. It's like he said, "I'm not looking to be the highest paid defensive end or the first in line to get a deal." He's like, "But I do want to get a deal done. I want to play on this team." It's weird. And remember, they drafted Shamar Stewart with the 17th pick.
That's why he's suddenly upset.
Well, here's the thing, though. Shamar Stewart is sitting out of rookie minicamp because they haven't come to terms yet.
Oh, well.
And it's like, if you play defense, the Bengals don't value you.
No, they don't. But they're
really
going to value him even less now that they got Shamar Stewart. And at least there's guardrails on that contract. They know exactly where he's going to land. I mean, Hendrickson could charge Micah money if he really chased it. I mean, he's not quite Micah, but he's got that kind of impact out there. And the Bengals were successful in placating him for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think they've run out of it.
Finally, in media news, Chris Berman will remain at ESPN.
The ghost of Chris Berman?
Oh, my gosh. Through his 50th anniversary with the company.
Man, he was there when it started. Right?
I know. He signed an extension that's going to keep him through 2029 when he would be the first employee to hit the 50-year mark.
Jeez.
Well, he's only showing up for work once a week.
He joined ESPN less than a month after its September 1979 launch.
79?
Well, you know, I treat Berman like Corso. I mean, and Vital. Yeah, come on back. Yeah, you've earned a place, and you get to leave on your terms because they tried to run him out a couple years ago. And he came back.
Oh yeah,
but when you're in Berman's presence, I mean, there is a legendary sense to him. But he is so disheveled and so loud that when you're he is like a walking. Well, you see him, and his shirt's barely buttoned in the right way. He uses that Couvre stuff in his hair, so it's all kind of disheveled. He just looks like he crawled out of a hamper every time I've seen him. But he's a legend, so pay him.
Nobody circles the wagons.
I mean,
like the Buffalo Bills.
The rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Just say it. You can stay. You
That's
can
right.
stay around.
You think he practices his things like, back, rumbling, bumbling.
That's how he talks to his wife.
Rumbling.
The biggest news yesterday, the strangest of all of it, was Mike Jordan. Mike now, he's a TV type, so we got to call him Mike. Mike Jordan is going to be doing TV for what?
Well, a lot of people have said the greatest thing about Michael Jordan historically is his personality.
Dude, for those of you who don't remember, Mike
I don't think anybody said that.
Is a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was going to use other words. Anybody who knows Mike hates him. The best thing that Michael ever did that kept the legend alive was to just go away and show up yellow-eyed writing checks.
I was going to say, does he have jaundice or something?
Come back yellow-eyed and building hospitals, because what we remember of you is...
smoked cigars through his eye hole.
Everybody hated you. Now, we respected it. We were afraid of you, but no one liked you.
Yeah.
And now you're going to come on TV? This might not be the best thing for your long-term posterity.
Yeah, it is an odd choice. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Eric Warner from Carbach. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
An 18-wheeler accident blocks off the two right lanes and the exit ramp on I-35 southbound off to Loop 1604. It's the reason speeds are very slow starting from FM 1103, causing about a 35 to 40-minute backup. You could try taking Lookout, or FM 2252 as good alternates. Some good news on Loop 1604 eastbound. The crash that had all lanes blocked off at Redland Road has cleared, but there is a new problem eastbound on Loop 1604. It's a stalled 18-wheeler blocking off the right lane at Lookout, and it's causing a 25-minute backup from Judson. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends June 14th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Big cash giveaway, yeah. 250 grand, yes. The next 10 months, GimmeTheVin.com is giving back. Everyone that sells us their car gets put in the drawing, and monthly we're pulling out 25 grand and giving it to you. So, not only are we the top of the market buyer, but you got a chance to win 25 grand. That's what we mean by big cash giveaway. GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Talking about things that nobody cares. Wearing out things that nobody wears. Can't say, baby, where I'll be in a year. All right.
All right, there we go.
Some sweat hog. Let's talk to a sweat hog mama with a face like a gent. Eric Warner, the head brewmaster emeritus from Carbach Brewing. Hello, sweat hog mama. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing well, boys, but I think you should stick to your day job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because the haters gonna hate.
The truth tellers.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, man. I mean, that's obviously an all-time classic song, but no, it was good. I think with the overlay of the the guitar sounds that mitigated what I believe was Rob's.
That was not me.
Attempt at vocal.
That was
Rob.
Me.
The backstage.
Do not give me any credit.
Yeah.
I'm an uncredited listener here. I want nothing to do with that.
The backstage boogie set Rob's pants on fire.
That was not, I had no role in this. I intentionally turned my microphone off. I don't want any credit for this.
Rob was going,
I have to live with this.
Yeah,
I know what you. I get it before the break, after the break. I know what's going on, and I turned my headset down.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, man, I'm sitting in the wrong place.
Hanging out with, Rob.
Yeah, that wasn't. I am not a backup singer. I might be the. If I had any control, I might be the backup dancer. I ain't singing on this. I ain't on this track.
All right, Eric Warner.
I think I'd rather have you sing, Rob.
No, you want to see? I got moves like Jagger, baby.
You got moves? All right.
All right, Eric. I have in front of me here, you can't see it because you're on the telephone with me, but I have in front of me here the Hopadillo Imperial IPA, which I had a couple of them. I had more than I wanted to last night because the Golden Knights stink and they made me drink harder than I planned on. But very, very, considering it's basically 10% ABV, very smooth drinker, I thought. I mean, you can tell you're drinking, but it is a tasty beer, man. Great hop profile. You should be proud of this one, friend.
Yeah, thanks, AJ. And I think that what I'm kind of proud of with all of our stronger beers, for the most part, and like Rodeo Clown as an example, they kind of hide their strength pretty well. Some of these stronger beers you try, you instantly get that alcohol burn. But yeah, this is we call this around the brewery the double dillo, the double hopadillo. And the goal with this one was to try to make a hopadillo on steroids. And I'm glad you like it. And so far the reception seems to be good. And, speaking of, our hockey team, my Avalanche bowed out in the first round. So I was looking forward to an Avalanche Knights series. But let's talk about winning, AJ. That we just came back from the World Beer Cup where we won not one, but 2 medals, including one for Hopadillo.
What? Wow! Congratulations! Yeah. Well, spill the deets, friend.
Well, the Hopadillo, that was a silver, and then we got a bronze for a Keller Pilsner. So that's like an unfiltered Pilsner, but it's not hazy. It's just got a little bit of yeast in it. And our brewmaster Mitch was able to score some Czechoslovakian Saz, which is kind of the trademark hop for a Pilsner, from a special farm in Czechoslovakia.
Sounds like some kind of underground deal made in a back alley in Prague.
He actually
got the goods.
I know, right?
The goods.
He actually traded 3 small children for a bag of hops.
Hey, that's how much we want you people. That's how much we want the people to have
right.
Here, man. We'll go to any length to accomplish that.
Well, damn, we appreciate it, man.
Well, I don't think anything's. This was spectacular. It was. And I'm not an IPA guy, and this was an easy drinkable. And when you brought up something that you talked about hiding the alcohol, tell me what does that mean? How do you hide the alcohol flavor or the bite? How do you do that?
Well, for one, the layers of maltiness and hops, go a long way to helping that, as well as any time you have a higher alcohol beer, there's also more of other kind of aromatic compounds in the beer that will kind of mask the alcohol. But I mean, if you think of opening a jar of like rubbing alcohol and that smell, and it's kind of biting, and or if you've ever had, been Everclear, think of Everclear, or grain alcohol, it's kind of got that harsh burn to it. So, and it's just kind of the way you manage the blend of ingredients, and the temperature of the fermentation is also really important. You can't let it ferment too warm, otherwise you get. But the trade-off is, if you ferment it on the cool side, higher alcohol beers tend to stall out because the yeast literally gets overwhelmed by the alcohol as well. They go into a bit of a stupor, just like a human would. And so you got to find this balance between having the warm enough fermentation temperature for it to ferment vigorously and quickly, but without creating, too much of the alcohols you don't want.
So you guys kind of went outside the box with this latest Fun Series beer that you had delivered over here. Talk about the rhubarbed.
Well, I was glad you brought that up, AJ, because that one won a World Beer Cup medal last year. And that we were so chuffed by that, as the Brits like to say, that we said, let's integrate this one into the Fun Series. And yeah, we haven't done a kind of a beer that has a little bit of a light sour quench to it in some time. It's not a true kettle sour. We felt we had better control over the sourness we wanted if we could add that in the back end, like we did with the rhubarb, the hibiscus. There's a little bit of strawberry in there. So that's a perfect, easy drinking,
easy poolside beer, man. It's an easy drinking poolside beer. I loved it.
Thanks. Yeah, and it's it's something if you really wanted to get creative too, and if the alcohol content wasn't strong enough, or if you're like me or AJ watching our hockey team circle the drain. You could always get creative and use it as a mixer.
Yeah.
And sauce it up with a little tequila or a little vodka or whatever your gin, whatever your pleasure is.
All right, Eric, last thing before we let you go, I see here May 25th out at Karbach, the Pickle Festival, which involves pickle eating contest, pickle tossing contests, and pickle juice chugging contests.
Oh.
Will you participate in any of these, do you think? And how many pickles do you think you'd have to eat to contend?
I will not. I would lose. I wouldn't gag or anything. I'm one of those guys. I like integrated pickles. So, like, oddly enough, I'll give you a weird example. There's a little sandwich shop near my house yesterday. Like a good sandwich shop, they include a pickle slice. But as I'm building my sandwich, I wanted pickles in the sandwich. It was like a hoagie, a turkey sub. And I love that, but I didn't eat the pickle spear. So I like pickles sort of integrated with something.
You're not looking for just pure pickle.
You need the pure pickle to cut the fat of a good sausage.
Not my jam, but but people come out. It's gonna be fun. Just the looks on people's faces as they attempt these feats is worth the price of admission.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and the pickle juice chugging is really good after a long day of drinking. I'm told that's apparently it's good for you.
The next day. That's
I was gonna say at least for the next week.
Yeah. That's May 25th out at the brewery.
Do electrolytes, all that thing. Yeah, do it, people. Ride your bike to Karbach and then drink pickle shots, and you'll come safely
Go home and kiss your wife.
There you go. Yeah. That's Eric Warner, the Brewmaster Emeritus from Carbach. We appreciate it, brother. We appreciate the beer drop off as well. That was great of you. We'll talk to you next month, man.
Papadillo.
See you next time, guys.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Crispy chicken nuggets are back at Taco Bell.
All white meat chicken, coated in tortilla chip breading, and paired with unique dipping sauces. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
You know the Rue Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Rue Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
An 18-wheeler accident blocks off the two right lanes and the exit ramp on I-35 southbound off to Loop 1604. Its speeds and speeds are very slow starting from FM 1103, causing about a 35 to 40-minute backup. You could try taking Lookout or FM 2252 as good alternates. Some good news on Loop 1604 eastbound. The crash that had all lanes blocked off at Redland Road has cleared, but there is a new problem eastbound on Loop 1604. It's a stalled 18-wheeler blocking off the right lane at Lookout, and it's causing a 25-minute backup from Judson. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA held its annual lottery last night, and the gods have smiled on San Antonio yet again, landing the number 2 overall pick and the number 14 in this year's draft. The playoffs continued last night. Tough news for the Boston Celtics as the reigning champs find themselves down 3-1, falling to the Knicks 121-113. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:05 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Los Spurs with the number 2 pick in the draft this year. Strong work, boys. Strong work. Whatever it took. And we got to hear from some people with the Spurs organization. They were obviously very excited. Brian Wright talked about landing the number 2 pick.
Yeah, shock, excitement. You feel all the emotions. But an incredible night. Super excited to get to work and see what the future holds.
Okay, so here's Mitch Johnson, and this is the stuff that that I'm interested in, because Mitch, they asked him about what it means for the Spurs to end up in this situation. But in a minute, we're going to hear him talk about what kind of position it puts them in as far as an acquisition, from an acquisitional standpoint.
We were excited about having 2 lottery picks in this draft. It's a deep draft. There's a lot of good players, a lot of dynamic, versatile, different type of players. And so I think our group is always going to do the due diligence and look at just 2 good young pieces to add to the group. And now obviously at 2, you get a little bit more pick the litter, and we'll be excited to get going on this.
Do you agree that Mitch doesn't sound like he looks?
No, he does not.
It makes me crazy every time I hear his voice. I'm like, that's not him talking.
Yeah.
And I know it is now, but like,
imposter.
Every time I hear him, I'm like, that's not what he sounds like.
He sounds like the guy that you bought your cell phone from.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice guy.
A little bit.
He knows a lot about his cell phones.
Okay, so here is where Mitch talks about the position that the Spurs find themselves in now.
I'd say it's nerves, right? It's not nervous because it's all good things, but it's nerves because you want it all. And when you jump into the top 4 again, you put yourself as an organization in a place to make a really big acquisition with a really good player, and that's what we're going to look forward to do.
A big acquisition with a really good player. Wonder who that could be.
I don't know. Well, there's a guy that's been made available.
This would be the biggest boon in franchise history to get this.
Well, it would certainly be the biggest trade. I mean, if there was any kind of mood to be made,
trade or free agent. Like LaMarcus is the biggest free agent signing, right?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, so this is the biggest import
that
ever.
that they've ever been involved with, without doubt. I mean, the trading of Gervin for Artis Gilmore and some pieces and parts around there, it was kind of a big deal way back then. But even at that point, both those dudes were past their prime.
Right.
So, and that's 40, 50 years ago. So nothing even has come close. Trading for Giannis? I mean, my gosh. No, nothing even remotely has been in our orbit like this.
And this is where it kind of, I remember thinking this, and I'm sure you guys probably felt it even worse, when the Spurs had to trade Kawhi away. You always feel like when you're losing the best player, you feel like you get like a nickel on the dollar in return. You're never going to get the quality back that you send out.
Never.
But it's kind of nice to be on the other end of that, knowing that there's no way the Bucks are going to get back anything like Giannis in a deal. And you're going to benefit. Well, I say you're going to. You have you're in a position to benefit from that if the Spurs choose to go that route. Here's Mitch talking about the timeline. They asked about do you want an immediate impact player, or how does that affect the timeline considering bringing in an immediate guy?
Yeah, I don't think you ever want to put a timeline on it, right? Or unfair expectations. Everybody has a different, onboarding to this league. This league is not easy. But anytime you have the ability to add someone of the caliber of talent that we're looking at, the number 2 pick, it's someone that has high upside and a high floor, which you think would be able to be a big part of what you have moving forward.
I don't know, man. Spurs are in a good spot. This is I saw on Get Up they were talking about should the Mavericks consider trading the number 1 pick for Giannis. And I don't think that's like an absurd question.
It wouldn't. It's not for any other team other than the Mavericks and Nico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Any other team would be willing to entertain it, especially the big market teams. But after trading away Luka and then trading for Giannis, I just think that there's just no way.
I think so too.
Even if it was something that even became available, I just don't think that the Mavericks. They've got to get Cooper Flagg and rebuild some kind of long-term trust with their fans.
But I think that this lines up perfectly for the Spurs. And I know that there's people like you, certainly you, because I know how you feel about Cooper Flagg, that if the Spurs drew the number 1 pick, you'd say, no way would I trade that for Giannis.
Probably not.
But in my mind, I see that Cooper Flagg can be great. I know Giannis is great, and I know that you add Giannis to what's here right now, and it's Kool-Aid, sugar, and water. It's instantly ready to go. You just got to stir it up a little bit. Whereas Cooper, I don't know, it's got to marinate. It's not going to be ready to go.
Scratch, there's truth. And here's the thing with Giannis: you got him for 3 years.
Yep.
You know what you're going to pay him. The deal's already done. 30, 10, and 5 are a guarantee.
Yeah.
That's just what he does.
You are instantly a better defensive team.
It is an easy decision to make if you are of the mind of now.
Yes.
And if you're of the mind of now, there is no looking back.
But now that the Spurs get number 2 instead of number 1, I think now almost everybody is open to the idea of, okay, let's move it.
I sat in with Vic this morning, and I legitimately am 50-50. I see a world championship either way they go. I do. I think that if they decide to hold on to Harper and keep the 14th and, fill their team up and, diligently add free agents as appropriate and grow the team over the next couple of years, I see a championship maybe a year or two further down the road. Or if they decide, we're trading everybody to the left of Steph. Everybody to the left of Steph is gone. Keldon and Jeremy and all the future and da-da-da. I also see a world championship in it. So I'm of the mind you can't screw it up unless you screw it up.
What are the odds? Like, just give me your opinion. What percentage chance do you think there is that Wemby becomes a top 5 player in the league?
I think we're at 75%. I think we've already seen enough.
That factors in health?
That does help. That's the only reason that would hold me back is health. I know I've seen enough of him to know he will be skilled enough to be that.
I probably fall around like 66%, like about 2 out of 3. I see it happening. I worry a lot about his long-term health just because I do that with Giants always.
I mean, we've seen what Chet's dealt with, and luckily the injury we dealt with this year isn't one of those continuous, but it is an injury, and we've already dealt with it one time. So, yeah, 75% is it's never going to be a worry with skill for me. He's going to do enough to be that good. It's just, can he stay on the court?
The great thing is, I can say with 100% certainty Giannis is one of the 5 best players in the world.
But, you're a gambler. And the thing about that I don't get for you is the potential for long-term success is greater if you could pair Wemby and Cooper Flagg, you could get a Pippen Jordan 10-year and pay them. You could legitimately get away with paying them both and manufacture a decade of just those two and peripheral parts. And that would be worth not going for Wemby. I mean, it would be worth just...
You mean not going for Giannis?
Not going for Giannis. That I could put together 10 years of success.
Because here's why I don't like that. And it's the same. I feel this way about people who are so protective of their Major League Baseball prospects. You don't know. Like, Steph Castle, what we saw of Steph Castle this year might be the very best we ever see of him. And
that's a fatalist view. Because
it is, but
you look at...
How often is it true?
Well, about as much as it's not. I mean, it's a crapshoot here. But I appreciate this is a definite bird in the hand, but it's a damaged bird in the hand. There's a reason why he's available, and I don't want anybody to ever look past. There are some deficits in his game. There are some things that he does not do to help his other teammates, and he is in decline. Now, even declining, he's top 5, and you're shortening your window if you invest too much. I get it. The Rams proved me wrong a couple years ago in the NFL that you can go all in and change the tires and rebuild at the same time. So if the leadership is right, I'm perfectly comfortable pulling the trigger. I am, because I still feel like even if it's a failure, if you can hold on to Wemby and that number 2 pick in Steph Castle, even after 3 years, you still have a foundation. There's still going to be stuff here, even if Wemby or even if Giannis doesn't work out. And I appreciate the position that the Spurs are in right now because of that number 2 pick. It gives you some safety. You can make a big deal and still have something in your back pocket. And
I don't know if Dylan Harper – I mean, I think Dylan Harper is going to be good, but I don't know.
No, that's a much bigger crapshoot than Wemby. I've got a year and a half of Wemby. I know what he's going to do. I don't know any of these guys, but I do know that over time, over watching enough dudes, you can look at him and say, if not for injury or idiocy, he's going to be fine. And I say that about Dylan Harper. If not for injury or idiocy, if he doesn't do anything stupid, which I don't expect, and he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be a good NBA player, even if everything else doesn't work out. Now, he should be a great one.
Right, and that's what you're looking for.
And that's the fear at number 2.
You want
great. I want all-star in 3 years. That's what I want.
And that's why if I can get 3 years, and like we say, Giannis is in decline. Giannis was over 30 points a game this year again.
He's a 12-year vet, though. And we have to understand
it's going to happen, no doubt. At some point, the decline will come, and it will probably be sharp when it comes,
but
just because his game is so built on athleticism.
He plays with Wemby, his career's prolonged. If he plays with Wemby, he gets more time to do that. So there's another side of that.
And that's, to me, that's the appeal, is adding a guy who is ready now and letting – it's almost like with Kawhi. Like in this case, Kawhi would be the Wemby in this case, but as the young guy who eventually passed up the old dog as the better player on the team. Like, I expect that at one point, if you brought in Giannis,
he would be better.
Giannis would be the better player for the next year or two, and then hopefully by year 3.
AJ, you got to rerun the Spurs back to the 90s. It's Tim
and David. Yeah,
It's
same
exactly
thing. Yeah.
Tim arrived with David at, on a decline, but still a far better player than Tim was.
But you like to hope that by year 3 of that,
and as the Spurs did,
Wemby becomes the better player in Giannis's twilight, and you get enough out of Giannis on the decline that you can still, now Wemby's your best player, and now you've got something, that can continue for a little while.
And we did it for a generation. The Spurs have done it. The Kawhi kind of screwed things up, and even with the addition of LaMarcus, the Spurs are good at this.
Yes,
and the people that did it are still here. I mean, Pop El Jefe is still here. They know how to handle the egos. The Spurs, as we go through today, and I think we're going to get polarized. I think we're going to see more and more that are all in on Giannis and without hesitation make the move, and it doesn't even matter if it involves Steph Castle. And then I think we're going to polarize the other side. Like, I know what worked before. I know that it took a year or two for Manu to grow into it. I know it took a year or two for Tony to grow into it. I know it took a year, and I'm willing to wait for it. And I'm willing to draft for it, and we'll play 2-14 this year, and we'll use our number ones next year, and we will grow a team like Oklahoma City in 4 years.
Josh says, I would move on from Fox, get Harper at 2, try to move up for Malawatch. Here's what I'll say about Fox. I don't think the Spurs are moving on from Fox. I think the Spurs have made promises to Fox, just like Fox made promises to the Spurs. I think it would be bad business to move on from De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, to me, he is just like Wemby. Whatever Charizard form of the Spurs exists, De'Aaron Fox is part of it.
Oh, there's no, although I get the mentality. Like, you think of the money we could save. But
yeah, but
you set your franchise back,
and also it's a bad look to other potential people who might want to play with you, like. You know what I mean? It's not.
That's not how the Spurs operate, and that's how the NBA doesn't operate like that either.
No, you don't want to burn players.
Yeah, you do that, and it will reflect. But he's too good. I don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't either.
You talk about an unscratched lottery ticket. Now, if we're talking about drafting Dylan Harper and cutting De'Aaron Fox, that's stupid. That's a moronic move. So
because
don't do that.
It's still, it's less than 50% that Dylan Harper will be a better player than De'Aaron Fox. Like, I think
even
well
if he
below
was,
50%.
it'd be 4 years. We know the transition guards have to deal with. No, De'Aaron Fox is a fundamental part of what the Spurs are going to be for the next 5 years. He is as important as anybody other than a guy with a last name with a W.
Oscar says Castle untouchable. Here's what I would say: if you touch Castle, you don't touch the second pick. If you touch the second pick, you don't touch Castle.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
The Spurs, in whatever deal they make, should be able to say, I want to protect one of those two assets. I either want, and I lean towards protecting Castle because you know him, and we've already seen that he's pretty good. I see the other side too, where now you've got an extra year of Harper, but I think I would, because if you trade for Giannis, you're up in your timeline. I'd rather have the guy who's got a year under his belt than a rookie.
Steph's not untouchable, but
he's not untouchable,
and it makes him even. It makes him even more touchable, though, now that you do have that, too. I think you go into any negotiation with the plan of moving the two and holding on to Steph, but you can be bought. I can be. That's one of those things that when we get to the edges, I can be manipulated. But
it's got to be one of those two.
You're going to have to pay me.
Yeah, you can't take both of them.
And you're going to have to pay me more for Steph, but you're going to have to give me more if I'm giving you Steph, whether it's more money, more cash, more pick, something coming back for him. But I would make a deal if it had to come down to it. I would.
Yeah.
It'd be hard.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Your biggest delay this morning is an 18-wheeler accident that's been there for a couple hours. It's on I-35 southbound at Loop 1604. It blocks off the two right lanes and also blocks off the exit ramp. It's causing about a 15 to 20-minute delay from FM 1103. You can try taking Lookout or FM 2252 to get around these delays. Also, a crash blocks off all lanes with the right lane getting by on Loop 1604 eastbound at Babcock, causing a 10 to 12-minute backup from Bandera. And a stalled vehicle moved from the main lanes over to the right shoulder on Loop 410 northbound at Highway 151. I'm Jason Fossig, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get the best lawn at the best price. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. Restrictions apply.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut quality water softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com. And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED. But Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah.
This is Rob in high school.
This is our generation right here.
Rob rocking down the hallway, right?
Well, if you hear this, you have to be one of the four characters. Got to be either the jock.
Oh, yeah. Wearing some Gerbo jeans.
Oh, no. I had, let's see. You'd have to have your Red Wings on.
Guess jeans is what
you
had
your Guess
on.
jeans, probably your Red Wings.
I think Gerbo's
Your
were
polo.
like my age. That was
a little bit later.
Wow.
Yeah. See, it was Guess jeans.
Your
What
Guess
else was
jeans,
there
your
back then?
Red Wings, your Tommy Hilfiger button down, smelling of Polo cologne.
No, Drakkar.
Or Drakkar, depending on where you were.
Cool water.
Is that
That's for them that had money.
That's your.
That's my generation. Cool water.
Ours was.
Ours was Polo, Red for Men, and what was the other one? There's one, Obsession?
The Obsession was big. Polo.
Eternity. That's what I'm thinking of, yeah. I had all
Paco
those.
Rabanne. Here, hold my Drakkar Noir.
Yeah.
Hold my hair products and my cologne. I'm about to get in a fight.
Yeah, my dad had Tres Flores is what he had. That's how I learned about it. That's awful.
Yes. Boy, that smell.
The smell of the South Side.
That is,
or West Side.
smells like bad decisions.
Yeah. Good times, though.
A prominent Calvinist pastor.
Is there such thing?
John Beachy.
I thought the Calvinism was about 300 years old. I thought
Thought
that
so
was
too.
long gone.
Well, he had previously left the Southern Baptist Convention.
They were not
over
strict enough.
What he described as its growing liberalism and wokeness.
Those Baptists, they're woke.
He has now been suspended by his own church. The decision follows revelations that he allegedly operated anonymous social media accounts used to attack fellow church elders and pastors connected to a conference he organized. Basically, this is the Kevin Durant of pastors.
It's the gemstones. Was it for the walking man of Christ or what? Did he not get the award?
Number one, the top Christ-following man.
Christ-following man.
Beachy was the founder of the G3 conference, which describes itself as a content-producing ministry to educate, encourage, and equip the church through resources and events for the glory of God, and pastors at Praise Mills Baptist Church in Douglasville, Georgia. Now, he played a key role drafting the 2018 Statement on Social Justice, which argued that progressive views on race, especially critical race theories and gender roles, were making inroads into evangelical circles. And he didn't like that women and blacks were having more of a say in the church. And he was particularly vocal in his criticism of former Southern Baptist ethicist Russell Moore and Bible teacher Beth Moore, accusing them of advancing liberal theology. He was placed on infinite leave last week after church officials discovered conclusive proof over the past 3 years that he had managed multiple anonymous online platforms, including 4 social media accounts, 2 email addresses, and 2 Substack blogs.
Hold on, let me say a little.
That's a lot of work.
A little prayer against all of you.
I know, right?
God smite them down.
It's so much work.
And a TikTok, no less.
Yeah. Have you kept up with what's going on in Galveston? As far as
dirty water or what?
No, as far as the cost of living and the price of real estate in Galveston.
I know Kemah ain't cheap.
No.
So apparently, buyers were buying. They were going all in during the pandemic in Galveston, hoping to turn all the properties in Galveston into Airbnbs. The number of registered short-term rentals in Galveston during the pandemic more than doubled. Went from 2,300 in 2021 to 4,900 2 years later. Now people are realizing that this was maybe a bit of a mistake. As insurance costs have climbed, increased taxes, and struggles to get bookings have led many owners to sell, some at pennies on the dollar.
Hey, when there's blood on the streets, buy the land around it.
Maybe so. The surge of listings have turned Galveston into a buyer's market, and many people are seeing their houses sit for months. Homes for sale in Galveston grew 42% in the past year, with nearly 1,000 listings in the first quarter. It has approximately 17 months of housing supply, over double the 4 to 6 months needed to supply needed to be considered a, quote, balanced market. Says Galveston's a lovely place, but we're not the Hamptons.
No, you're not. I'll agree with that.
They can't believe that people are not wanting to go vacation for a week in Galveston.
Well, let's ask this question. If you had your choice and there was and driving wasn't the issue, they were all equidistant. Do you want South Padre? Do you want Mustang Beach right there at Corpus, or do you want which would be your choice?
South Padre.
It'd be South Padre over the other two all the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure, because I've never been a Galveston type anyway. It was just too far away.
I'll go to Galveston because it's more fishing there.
Well, see, but you can fish in Rockport. I feel like the fishing in Rockport's just as good.
But the fish in Galveston have 5 eyes.
There is the dead bodies
like you caught it at Springfield.
That's right.
But the Kemah Beach is fun. I like that part. That's something that nobody else has in Texas. That little strand there is pretty cool. It's worth going. But for me, it's always South Padre Island. If you have the choice, I'd rather go south.
Yeah.
The feds and the cops showed up at a man's house. They were executing a search warrant for cyber crimes, and they they bust into the guy's house, and they were distracted by all the piles of drugs and cash that were laying around. That's sort of the scary thing about cybercrime. If you do cybercrime, you can password encrypt and you can do all these things. But if you're also doing regular crime, and they trace cybercrime back to you, and then you've got $135,000 in cash along with a bunch of MDMA, cocaine, marijuana, mushrooms. That all piles up on you.
Wholesale place, wasn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunate for him. So now he's things have gone downhill for him. The street value of the drugs was over $100,000, and then plus the $110,000 in cash. They also recovered 2 unidentified substances, 1 red/brown powder and 2 black brick-like objects.
We don't know what that other stuff is.
Oh, no, we don't.
Here, Johnson, come here and try this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
How you feel?
Not going to go well.
You all right?
Where are you at now? How about now?
You feel all right? Is this illegal? Do you feel like this stuff's illegal at all?
Your face is melting,
Your
friend.
face is melting. Come here, Johnson. Try this brown stuff.
Feels normal, man.
You all right?
Everything's normal.
Everything's
slow
motion.
Everything's normal.
All right, book him.
All normal here.
What's this pink stuff? Hey, Johnson, get over here.
Hey, man. What's happening to your ears?
It's just Kool-Aid. You're fine.
Whoa. What's a good excuse for filming a lady breastfeeding on a bus?
You work for Discovery.
What about?
I'm making a documentary.
What about
filming the guy behind you?
I'm English.
Okay.
And we do that there. Where I'm from, we video women all the time breastfeeding.
Well, actually, here's the problem, though.
All
right. It was in England.
Oh.
But
in America, that's what we do.
This fella, his name is Hamadat Soliu, so he's clearly like a
I don't know what
not
is
from
that?
around here.
He probably doesn't look like most of the folks in London look like.
Right.
But they demanded to know why you were filming, but he ignored her. And then when people came up, he said, hey, I'm English. F off. You're not touching my phone. Who do you think you are? You're not the police. I'm English. I live here. I can do this if I want. I don't know that that's how it works exactly, but also the reason why I brought up this story is I don't know if you've seen this. There are now on Instagram reels of women breastfeeding, and it works around apparently the idea that you can't see boobies on Instagram, but you can damn sure see boobies if they're breastfeeding. And there's like a movement to make breastfeeding doesn't count as nudity. But like, and
it's natural.
Yeah.
Right? Which it is.
And I get it. Like, okay, here's, I don't know why you'd want to post it on the internet, but here's me feeding my baby with my bosoms.
Mm-hmm.
But also on these particular reels, it's always like a big scene to pop it out, shake it around, and then you pick up the baby and put it over the.
Nothing's hidden.
No.
Yeah. Or even trying to hide it.
I don't know what's going on.
That's porn.
Well, I don't know that it's porn.
It's porn. It does not meet your social.
Well, Instagram doesn't find it to be porn.
Well, they don't.
And lastly, friends, I don't know how much you've seen about this. UTSA is rebranding. They are going to drop its signature bright blue and orange sans serif logo for a more nuanced one that identifies it as UT San Antonio.
I've heard them emphasize the UT San Antonio.
They do not want to be called UTSA anymore.
I get it.
The proposed logo will use the same shade of blue, but will feature a different shade of orange. It will also swap out the old font and add a shield-like emblem comprised of multiple peaks or waves. There's a lot of people complaining that it looks like a Whataburger logo.
And what's wrong with that?
I'm good with the name. The logo is rough. Any bets on UCLA ever rolling out UC Los Angeles? I don't know. I feel like UTSA.
Are we talking about the same logo here?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, it would take some adjustment, but as with the maturation of any product, of any brand, you periodically update it. I mean, Coca-Cola looks different than it used to before. Apple had changed their logo over time. Google has as well, and UTSA, UT San Antonio, is a brand. So I understand it, and anytime a product that you pay attention to or care about updates or changes, there's always upheaval, but you get over it.
But do you want to call them UT San Antonio?
I get that. It's kind of like when Southwest Texas went from double directional. They didn't want to be known as Southwest Texas. You don't want to be two directions. It's hard enough being one direction.
Yeah.
So you want to be known, and as a San Antonian, I like the idea of UT San Antonio.
Okay.
I would even get rid of the orange. I would separate myself from the Texas brand as much as possible. That's what I would do, just to grow this brand. See, UTEP got lost. We lost them because they're UTEP.
But also, like, being attached to the University of Texas is like a really great thing.
No, I want every penny. I want all the money. I would just get away from orange.
Yeah.
Why always look like you're using the leftovers? Even though it's a different color of orange. UTEP did the same thing with their orange. What? Well, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Be your own thing. Take the money. I mean, there's a lot of money to be had from that UT system. But I get the idea of UT San Antonio. It fits, although it will always be UTSA.
But are you going to say UTSA on the radio?
No, I'll say what they want, but I still say Redskins, and I still say
true.
I don't say Texas State.
Yeah, I still say Cleveland Indians.
You don't say Texas State?
No, it's Southwest, man.
What?
It's a double direct. It's Southwest Texas, the party school. That's what it is, and it always will be to me. But I get
right.
They waited too long. I think UTSA they are a tier 1 university and should not share anything other than the two initials UT. That's it.
Josh says USA, University of San Antonio.
That sounds like an online.
Yeah.
Bring your business, your life skills, and we'll give you some credit.
And that T in UTSA probably pays for a lot of what's going on.
Texas money matters. But I like the idea of UT San Antonio. It'll be hard for me to adopt, but I get the idea.
Okay.
They're a Tier 1 university. They should act as if.
All right, let's hit our last break of the day. When we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines. I got to tell you guys about Carbach, and as you see, I'm sitting here with this Hopadillo Imperial, friends, and you'll see that 9.9% ABV, and Eric was talking about how they're able to keep it not tasting too boozy, makes it still a palatable beer while packing a hell of a punch. And if that's not your thing, no big deal. There's something for everybody in their lineup. They've got the Crawford Bock, the Ziegenbock. I'm a big fan of both of those. The Love Street, which is their Cold-Style Blonde, that's their best seller. You can find that all over the city. And Hopadillo, original, the OG Hopadillo, is basically everywhere in San Antonio. Very smooth, very easy drinking IPA. A lot of in-your-face hop-forward flavor, though. So something for everybody. And, again, all over San Antonio, not just in the liquor stores and the grocery stores, but it's in bars and restaurants all over town. So when you're out and about, you're watching the NBA this weekend, you're doing your thing. Hell, even when you're out mowing the lawn, go ahead and grab yourself a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, and more big-time artists than a Texas tailgate. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Faith, and whole mix of other stars lighting up Zilker Park. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz this week for your chance to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We're picking one winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, and ACL wristbands. That's a Texas-sized jackpot. Want to lock in your tickets now? Head to aclfest.com. All this week, it's ACL giveaways. Only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Are you ready for the NFL season? The schedule release is coming, and we know the best place to get your tickets this year. My friends at Vivid Seats. They're seriously legit, and you earn rewards on every purchase. That's basically free football games. When that schedule hits, don't wait around. For the best selection and all the great deals, head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in your game days now.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
I had a dream about Pop last night.
You know, you said this in the office earlier. This is kind of creepy. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to go there.
Look, there's nothing sexual. I know you and Pledge. That's immediately where you go to.
It wasn't that kind of dream, Pledge.
It wasn't, Pledge. Perfectly dry when I woke up.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't stand so close to me. All right, friends. What a day it's been. What a day. What a nap it's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll take it one.
I can't wait for that nap, baby.
It's 101 today.
Yeah.
First day of summer.
Yep.
Here it is.
Well, first day of summer. Let's wrap it up the way we wrapped up every day during the spring. Let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Cleveland Cavaliers backs against the wall, down 3-1, elimination day. 7.5-point favorites at home.
They better get it.
They've got to,
They're
right?
not going to cover, but I just can't imagine them losing this game.
I would be shocked if they lost.
Really. And I wouldn't blame the Pacers if they lost. I mean, this is a home. Now, there is the Donovan Mitchell question, so I would pay close attention. But
me first half.
Yeah, just take first half and take Cleveland. They might collapse later, but
yep. How about the Oklahoma City?
Turn out the light.
10-point favorites.
Over. They say that all good things must end. Goodbye, Joker.
Nuggies
Goodbye,
plus
Mr.
10.
Adelman.
Well, they've still got 2 losses to go. They're
that's
2-2.
right.
Yeah, they're not on the
but
edge.
They're going to lose tonight.
10-point favorites are the Thunder. You think they blow them out?
Probably. It'll be tougher in the closeout, but this one at home, they're feeling good about themselves. It'll be real hard.
That's what she said. Only one game on ice tonight. The Winnipeg Jets are in Dallas. Stars minus 140 favorites.
I think I'd bet Dallas just on the trends.
They are playing well right now.
That whole Metroplex area is riding a rail right now.
It is it's good time to be in Dallas. Good time to be in the Metroplex. Major League Baseball, friends. The Milwaukee Brewers get underway tonight. Plus 105 Dogs at Cleveland. Logan Allen going for the Guardians. They're minus 125. Simeon Woods Richardson goes for the Twins against Cade Povich and the Orioles. The Orioles are minus 130. Jonathan Cannon goes for the White Sox, taking on the Reds. Andrew Abbott goes for Cincinnati.
I like Andrew Abbott.
They are minus 205. Andrew Abbott on my fantasy team.
Good young pitcher.
Yeah, not too shabby. Brian Bello goes for the Red Sox. They're in Detroit to take on the Tigers. Tyler Holton goes for the Tigers. Red Sox minus 115. Sonny Gray goes for the Cardinals against Jesus Luzardo. And the Philadelphia Phillies minus 155. Shane Baz goes for the Tampa Bay Rays. They're in Toronto to take on the Jays. Jose Barrios goes for Toronto. Mitch Keller for the Pittsburgh Pirates, taking on Kodai Senga and the New York Mets. Mets, an overwhelming minus 265 favorite. The Atlanta Braves send Spencer Schwellenbach to the hill take on Michael Soroka and the Nationals.
Nationals lost 5 straight.
They are bad. Braves minus 240 there. And the Cubs, Ben Brown and the Cubs, minus 260 against Valente Beloso and the Miami Marlins. Hey, Beloso, you going to win a game or what? What are you doing? Hey, let's go with the Marlins. You're going to the north side of Chicago. What are you going to do? You're going to lose again? Come on. Texas Rangers send Jack Leiter to the hill. They're minus 240 against the lowly Colorado Rockies and Kyle Freeland. Plus 195 back if you think the Rockies can win a baseball game today. Good luck. The Houston Astros send Framber Valdez to the hill. Minus 140, hosting the Royals. Chris Bubich goes for the Royals.
The Royals are pretty good, man.
They're not bad.
Won 3 straight on the road.
They beat the snot out of the Stros yesterday. Max Fried goes for the Yankees. He's minus 140 at Seattle. Brian goes for the Mariners. They're plus 120 on the comeback. Dylan Cease and the Padres minus 220 hosting Jose Soriano and the Angels. I actually bet on the Padres yesterday. They were up 5-2 or 5-3 going into the 9th inning.
For 8 3/4 innings.
Gave up a 6-run 9th inning to beat me there. So great job, Padres, you stupid Padres. Dylan Cease for the Padres. They're minus 220. Jose Soriano for the Angels. Brandon Pfaadt goes for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're minus 115 at the Giants. Robbie Ray going for the Giants. And the A's are in L.A. to take on the Dodgers. Landon Knack, knick-knack, paddywhack. Give Landon Knack a bone. They're minus 230.
Freddie Freeman's hitting.
Seems like they're going to give the bone to the Athletics today.
Think so?
Yeah, with Landon knick-knack, paddywhack.
Freddie playing some baseball, too.
What's that?
Freddie Freeman's playing well right now.
Oh, lots of Dodgers play
4
well.
hits the other day.
Yeah, they seem to be a good baseball team. That's a unexpected development.
Yeah, surprising, really.
Who saw that coming?
I mean, you'd think.
Who saw that coming? Claymore said he's flying to Dallas on Friday, visiting his mom.
Claymore, chill out. Man, the first thing that Claymore thinks yesterday is, all we're going to do is be upset because the fix is in.
Yeah.
That the Mavericks shouldn't be lucky. No team needed to be more lucky.
I'm happy for Claymore.
I'm happy for Claymore. I'm happy for Metroplex fan. Now, there's a long way between here and there, but at least there's something to look forward to.
Well, you're a Metroplex fan.
Not really.
Oh, really?
No. Why would I care anything about them? I mean,
the
I have friends that
Vaqueros de Dallas?
Well, there's that.
Uh-huh.
But I care nothing about the others.
Okay. You got a lot of Rangers bobbleheads in that office.
I do, but that's I haven't purchased one of them.
Okay.
I'm a proud owner, though not purchaser.
Okay.
Lots of Rangers memorabilia.
You are. You've got a lot of Rangers gear for a guy who doesn't claim to be a Rangers fan.
I mean, it looks good.
Okay.
I give them nice gifts. I'm Astros.
All right.
Back.
Friends, that'll do it for us. Jason and Joe will perform a broadcast for you at 2 o'clock today.
They're giving away opportunities for that wristband, too.
That's right. Go to ACL on their dime. We'll be back and do it all again tomorrow. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks. But who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, who's your good boy? Oh, who's your? Oh,
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree.